Good evening, everyone. Here we present national level paper and poster presentation presented by Team Samiksha. And I invite each and every one of you to the final session today. And before we get started, let me introduce our panel members. First of all, I would like to invite Agadandandra panel, Dr. Ashwadi S, Dr. Veenanath, and Dr. Revati Raj. Next, I invite our Swastavrta panel, Dr. Sujitra, Dr. Rashmi R, and Dr. Sridevi. Next, I invite our Prasudandra panel, Dr. Deepthi, Dr. Sri Lakshmi, and Dr. Krishna Priya. Next, I invite Kaumara Pritya panel, Dr. Arya Dinashekar, Dr. Sulata Nandakumar, and Dr. Rajneesh. Next, I invite KITIBA panel, Dr. Ramesh P, Dr. Bhagya Soman, and Dr. Kavita Raj. And let me introduce our Shalakitandra panel, Dr. Bilender Khopale, Dr. Vaishak Raj, and Dr. Arya K. Panikar. Next, I would like to invite Draviguna panel, Dr. Vishwanand Patil, Dr. Sri Rekha, and Dr. Kalyani. Now I invite Shalakitandra panel, Dr. I. Krishnan, Dr. Krishna Siya, and Dr. Usha. Now I invite Panchakarma panel, Dr. Jinsi Joseph, Dr. Mahesh, and Dr. Ashwini Somasundaram. And our Samhita panel, Dr. Jama Devi, Dr. Kavita Sajish. I invite the Subhashidya panel, Dr. Timyaji, Dr. Sindhu Lakshmi. And finally, I would like to invite our Rajana Sharira panel, Dr. Vivek, Dr. Sri Lakshmi, and Dr. Krishna Priya. So now we can start the session. And first we have a paper presentation, and I invite Dr. Rashmi Yadav for the paper presentation. I invite Dr. Rashmi Yadav.
Thank you, ma'am. I'll just share my screen. Good evening, everyone. My name is Dr. Rashmi, and I am from Sri College of Ayurveda. The topic of my presentation today is review of hair coloring formulations used in Ayurveda. So as we know, we have various solutions for gray hair, and that is Palitya in Ayurveda in the market, but all are synthetic dye. In present day, we don't find any herbal alternative to that. Whereas in our Shastras, there are so many formulations we find which are given for Palitya. So why it is not there in the market? So there is a gap. So there is a need of research to be done on that. And the first step to that is compiling all the formulation and doing a data analysis on the same. So that is what I have tried to do in this presentation. So moving on to introduction. So Palitya, as we all know, is a normal aging process, whereas in today's era, there is increase in premature graying, that is Akal Palitya. And also simultaneously, there is a trend of self-grooming. So everybody today wants to look their best. And that is why there is increase in use of hair coloring agents. And the products that provide good result and are easy to use are synthetic dyes, whereas we see that from different animal studies, we found that there are links between these synthetic hair dyes and blood cancer, breast cancer, etc. Also, we come across a lot of mild and serious allergic reactions from these dyes. Therefore, people now are searching for safe and natural ways to look good. And there is a dearth of such products, as I talked about. So the objective of this study is to review all the classical Ras Granthas for Palitya Har Lepa and to compile all these lepas and then to do data analysis of the compiled formulations. So materials and methods I've used are, I reviewed all the Rasagranthas and I found 6 books where these Palitihar Lepas are given, which are Sharangdhara, Vangasen, Rasakamdhenu, Chakradatta, Yogatarangani and Bhasvarajya. And I found total such lepas, which I have compiled and analyzed in this paper. So this is the table which shows a different Palitihar lepa. So like Ayurveda Palitihar lepa, which is prepared in 30 days time. So the herbal ingredients it contains are Bhringaraj and Trifla, and the mineral ingredients are Ayurveda, which is Loha Churn and Krishnamritika. And the liquid medium used is Ikshurasa. So it has to be soaked in Ikshurasa for 30 days and then it is to be used. The patra or the vessel is not specified here, and it is a ready to use preparation. And the mode of application, it has to be applied on hair from the roots. And for how many, the duration it has to be applied is not specified. Likewise in Dhatriyadi Lepa, the time required is 1 day, and the herbal ingredients are Dhatri Phala, Pathya, Vibhitaki, and Amra Majja. The mineral ingredients is Loha, and the liquid medium is not specified. Patra is iron vessel here, and it has to be prepared when required to be applied. And the mode of use here also is application of hair, and the time also here also not specified. Likewise, I have compiled data on Trifladi Lepa and Narikeladi Lepa, and then Nilotpaladi Lepa, Bhringraj Japa Lepa, Sinduradi Lepa, Nagadi Lepa, Amlak Japadi Lepa, Maju Faladi Lepa, Apa Margadi Lepa, Japa Kusum Lepa, Dvinisha Lepa, Nilotpaladi Lepa, Karpas Bij Majja Lepa. So then we come to the discussion. So these 17 formulations were analyzed, and the observation I found were that the herbal ingredients that are used in Palitihar Lepa are Bhringaraj, Trifla, Nilika Patra, Dadim Tvaka, Kamal Nal, Nisha, Daru Haridra, Shashti Manda, Nilotpala, Japa, Majufala, Khadira, Yashti, Sashap, Nagakesar, and Karpas Bij Majja. The minerals and metals used are Ayoraja, Sindura, Shankhanabi, Naga, Tutta, Navsadar, Tuvari, etc. And the liquid media used are Ikshurasa, Avimutra, Bhringraj Swarasa, Yamala, Narikel Jala, milk, Dugda, Kanji, Adha Pushpi Kwatha, Dashmul Kwatha, Navnita, Arkak Shira, etc. And then Patra, so whereas the Acharyas have given so many alternatives for herbal ingredients, mineral and liquid medium, but the Patra, wherever it is specified, it was iron Patra only. So then 29% of these 17 formulations were ready to use and have long shelf life. These preparations were kept in sugarcane juice, hair mala, narikel jala, and milk, and they were kept for a period ranging from 1 month to 2 months, depending on the preparation. And the method used in all the formulation for application is only was application on hair. Only one lepa, Narikel lepa, the application was on scalp after removal of hair is told. And in a different set of 30% of these formulation, the application is advised at night, and covering of head with bandage or arka or erandapatra is recommended. Then pre-procedure is told in one of the formulation, that is washing with Trifla Kwatha. Post procedure is told in 2 formulations, which is washing the hair with chitrak leaves, and in another application it was paste of amla and til oil has to be applied, and then washing of the hair is to be done after the application of the lepa. Then duration of application for giving a result is specified in 30% of the formulation, and these are continuously. In one of the formulation it was for continuously 3 nights it has to be applied. In one application it has to be applied and should be kept for 7 days, and a weekly application was told for 3 months in one of the formulation, and in one formulation it was 90 days of application. The preparation period of the formulation ranges from 1 day to 60 days. So the conclusion is that modern science has only limited chemicals for providing solution to the problem of gray hair, and there is associated side effects with those chemicals. Ayurveda provides a variety of formulation which are said to act as hair colorants. However, as these texts were written many centuries back, there is a need for research to be conducted in order to assess the effectiveness of these formulations in today's scenario. These are the references. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Rashmi. So next I invite Dr. Sreekutty for the paper presentation.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes, doctor, you are audible.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you. Namaste all. Myself Dr. Sreekutty PV, second year PT scholar from Department of Akaratantra, SDM College of Ayurveda, Udupi. I welcome you all to my presentation on the topic Role of VIRUDHA in Lifestyle Disorders under the valuable guidance of all the faculty members of Department of Akaratantra. My contents of the presentation are Introduction, VIRUDHA, Lifestyle Disorders, Discussion, Conclusion, and References. Moving to the introduction, the importance of Ahara has been mentioned in our classics. Acharya and Acharya Charaka has explained that Ahara as one among the Traya Upastambhas. In Charaka Samhita Sutra Sthanam, it has mentioned that Annam Vrittikaranam Shreshta, which means Ahara is an important factor for the livelihood. And Acharya Kashyapa has rightly quoted that Arogyam Bhojanatina, which means health is dependent on what we eat. Hence, he used the term Mahabhaishajya for Ahara. Ahara Sambhava Vastu, Rogashcha Ahara Sambhava, Hida Visheshashcha Visheshaha Sukhadukkhayoho, mentioned in Charakam Sutra Sthanam, which means Hidahara results in health and Ahidahara results in disease. This Ahidahara can be better explained with the concept of Virudhahara and not following the Ahara Ayatana, which can be considered as commonly used dietetics in the present era, and they contribute a major role in the lifestyle disorders. Moving to Virudhahara, the Nirtya of Virudhahara given by Charaka Acharya is Yatkinchit dosham asravyam nanirharadi kayataha aharajatam tatsarvam ahidayopapathyate. This means certain food combinations which will aggravate the doshas but does not expel them out of the body can be termed as Virudhahara. And Acharya Charaka has explained 80 types of Virudha. They are Yachavi, Desha Kala, Agni Matra, Satmi, Aniladibihi, Samskarado Vijadasha, Koshta Avastha Krameiradi, Parihara, Upacharabhyam, Pakat Samyogatu Abhisha, Viruddham Hrit Sampad Vidhishtayat. On to Desha Virudha. Desha Virudha means we can consider the example of the current scenario that we are welcomely adopting the European and French varieties of diet, including pizza, French fries, etc., which are not suitable for our particular geographic condition. Moving to Kala Virudha. Kala Virudha means intake of Shita and Duksha Ahara in winter season. We can consider the example of intake of ice cream or coke during winter season. Agni Virudha. Agni Virudha means when we are considering food, we are taking food without considering the status of Agni. It will result in Agni Virudha, that is consumption of Guru Ahara when there is Mandagni and Lekhu Ahara when there is Tikshnagni is considered as Agni Virudha. Matra Virudha, in classics it has given that intake of honey and Ghrita in equal quantity will result in Matra Virudha. Satmi Virudha means the use of Madhura Shita food for a person who is accustomed to Kadu and Ushna Ahara will result in Satmi Virudha. Dosha Virudha. Dosha Virudha means considering food or consumption of food without considering the state of our prakriti. That is a kapha predominant person taking the kapha vardaka aharas like dry snigdha ahara continuously. It will result in dosha virudha. Moving to Samskara Virudha. Samskara Virudha means the drugs and dye when prepared in a particular way produces poisoning effect. In classics, it has mentioned that Shikhi Mamsa roasted on castor stick will produce toxic effect. Here, we can consider the mode of preparation that we are adopting nowadays, including the deep frying, grilling, baking, etc., which will result in Samskara Virudha. Veera Virudha. Veera Virudha means the intake of Shita Ahara and Ushna Ahara food combined together will result in Veera Virudha. Considering the example of milk and fish, whether fish is Ushna Veera and milk is Shita Veera, it will result in Veera Virudha. Then Koshta Virudha again similar to that of Agni Virudha, where using of mild purgative in a person having Krura Koshta and strong purgative for a person with Mridu Koshta will result in Koshta Virudha. Avastha Virudha, that is the intake of Vada aggravating food by a person exhausted, or exhausted person doing Vada aggravating activities will result in Avastha Virudha. Then Krama Virudha, again, it will, if a person takes food before his bowel and urinary bladder is clear, or when he is not having proper appetite, it will result in Krama Virudha. Moving to Parihara Virudha, that is eating of hot things after the intake of cold items. It is similar as that of the next one, Ubajara Virudha, where you can see the treatment modalities where intake of cold water after Svetana or Gritapana will result in Ubajara Virudha. Paga Virudha means the caused by variance with Paga. Here we can consider the undercooked or overcooked food as Paga Virudha. About Samyoga Virudha means the caused by the combination of two or more substances results in the manifestation of specific toxic properties which cannot be manifested by individual substances. That is intake of amla ahara with milk will result in Samyoga Virudha. Then Hrit Virudha means any substance which is not pleasant in taste will result in Hrit Virudha. Here the Hrit refers to the word Manas. And Sambat Virudha, that is the fruits which are not matured or over matured or putrefied, which will lack the original qualities, which will result in Sambat Virudha. And Vidhi Virudha, the last one, which means not following the rules of diet. That is, example, while taking meals in unhygienic place or while talking or laughing will result in Vidhi Virudha. So these are the 18 types of Virudhahara explained by Acharya Charaka. And moving to the Samprapti, Virudhahara will result in the Agni Dushti, Dosha Utklesha, Dhara Dushti, and will result in Ama, or later the manifestation of certain diseases, or will act as Garavisha. In another context, Acharya Vagbhada has mentioned that Viruddham Abhisha Ahara Vidyad Visham Garopamam. The long-term use of this Virudhahara will act as Garavisha, and also it will manifest certain diseases. In Ashtanga Sangraha, it is mentioned that Virudhahara will result in disease like Vispoda, Shofa, Mada, Vidrati, Gulma, etc. And at last, he has mentioned that it will result in Ashtamahagata and even Mrityu. From this, it is understood that Virudhahara is the cause of all the diseases, and we can consider the lifestyle disorders. That lifestyle diseases can be defined as diseases linked with one's lifestyle. They may be symptomatic of everything that is wrong with today's lifestyle. Although the term was used interchangeable with longevity diseases, this is no longer hold true, as lifestyle disorders are no longer age-specific now, and these diseases are linked with the lifestyle choices such as caused primarily by the consumption of junk food, processed food, lack of physical activity, stress, etc., which are commonly seen in young adults and children nowadays. And the factor responsible for this lifestyle diseases can be compared with that of Viruddha Ahara. Some of the lifestyle diseases are heart diseases, cancer, obesity, diabetes mellitus, psychological disorders, etc. To conclude, Ayurveda emphasizes highly on the dynamics of life, what is beneficial for life, what is determinable for life, what is happy and what is unhappy in physical, psychological, social, and spiritual terms. In the management of lifestyle disorders, Ayurveda offers various regimens, including Ahara and Vihara, Dinacharya, Rudracharya, Panchakarma, and Rasayana therapies. The Satvritta and Acharya Rasayana are at most important to maintain a healthy and happy psychological perspective. These are some of the articles to show about the Viruddha Ahara, that is a toxic profile of honey and Virudha when equal quantity, and Virya Virudha, the toxic effect of Virya Virudha, and the role of Viruddha Ahara in generating the Ashtamahagatas. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Sreekutty.
Thank you, Doctor.
So next I invite Dr. Arya Mohan. I invite Dr. Arya Mohan. Dr. Arya, please unmute yourself.
Hello, Dr. Arya.
So next,
Hello.
Okay, doctor. Please continue, doctor.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. I am Dr. Arya, first year MD STMCA Udupi. Here I am presenting a topic about Ayurvedic management of KHALITYA. Introduction. Healthy, long and vibrant hair helps a lot in the improvement of personality. Hair loss is a widespread problem throughout all parts of the world, affecting men and women alike. Disorders like hair fall, dandruff, graying of hairs,
Dr. Arya.
and
Dr. Arya.
hello.
Excuse me, Dr. Arya. Please share your slides.
Yeah, okay. Hello.
Yes, doctor.
There is a problem for sharing the PPT.
Don't worry, doctor. Dr. Arya, I will share for you, doctor.
Oh, yeah, okay.
1 minute, doctor.
Ah, okay.
Doctor, please start the session, doctor.
Ah, yeah, okay. Thank you. Good evening, everyone. I'm Dr. Arya. I'm going to present a topic about Ayurvedic management of Galitya. Introduction. Healthy, long and vibrant hair helps a lot in the improvement of personality. Hair loss is a widespread problem throughout all parts of the world, affecting men and women alike. Disorders like hair fall, dandruff, graying of hairs are commonest among young adults today. Then the next, origin of hair. In Ayurveda, during the production of dhadus and the metabolism of Asti dhatu occurs by its own Agni, and Majja dhatu emerges from Sarabhaga, and the same time hair, scalp, body hair forms as mala, and the hair is made up of Parthiva Mahabhuta. Anything which increases Asti dhatu will help to improve the hair quality consequently. Galitya, Palitya, Darunaka, Intralupta are some of the commonest hair disorders. It can be treated with procedures like Siraveda, Prachana, Nasya, Leba, and Tailabhinga. Preventive methods like Rasayana, Keshahara drugs can also be used. The next is Galitya. Increased hair fall in Ayurveda is termed as Galitya and is classified under Shiroroga. Excessive consumption of Levanakshara Aharas leads to Galitya. Acharya Sushtha, Chakradatta, Sharangadhara, Bhaumishta, and Vangasena have mentioned Galitya in Shuddha Roga. In Charaka Samhita and Acharya Vakpada explained Galitya under Urdhva Jatlugara Rogas. As per Sushrudacharya, Vaishetat Pitta along with Vaishetat Vada reaches Stomakuba and causes hair fall from the roots. Further, Vaishetat Kaba along with Shonita obstructs Stomakuba, causing stoppage of regeneration of hair, and this condition is known as Galitya. Acharya Charaka explains Tejas combining Vadadi dosha reaches the Shiras Kabala and causing hair fall by Dahana of the Romakupa. Galitya is primarily a Pitta predominant Doshajanya Vyadhi. Based on the predominant of dosha, it is subdivided into Vadaja, Pittaja, Kabaja, and the Sannipadaja. In Vadaja Galitya, Keshbhumi or scalp appears as Agni Datta, and the scalp color is Shava and Aruna in color. In Pittaja Galitya, color of the scalp appears as Pida, Neela, and Harida. Scalp is surrounded by the Shiras, and sweat may found all over the scalp. In Kabaja Galitya, color of the scalp is more or less same as that of the color of the change. In Sannipadaja, characteristics of all the three doshas are observed. The scalp looks like burnt and it bears nail-like appearance. Management of Galitya. The first line of treatment is the Nidana Parivarjana itself. Persons of Pitta Prakriti are more prone to falling off hair, and they should follow Pittahara Ahara Viharas. Due to accumulation of Pitta dosha in the rainy season and the Vaisheshan in autumn season, Ritujari and Dinacharya should be followed by Pitta Prakriti individuals. In hair fall, due to premature aging, like Rasayana therapy can be used with the Vyadhi drugs. Patients should avoid excessive use of salt and chara in diet. The next is hair care. Shiro Abhinga. Oil should be regularly applied on the scalp. It prevents falling of hair, baldness, and also makes the hair black, long, deep-rooted. It provides nourishment to the hair follicles and also gives strength to the nerve endings. Mustard oil or coconut oil can be used regularly for the massaging of hair. Brahmi Bringaraja Taila and Bringaraja Amalagadi Taila are some of the examples. Shiro Dara. Shiro refers to head and the Dara refers to flow. Acharya Sushruta mentions that the head and the head should not be washed with warm water or with cold water. Pouring warm water over head reduces the strength of the hair and eyes. Decoction or shampoo made up of herbs like henna, bringaraja, jadamansi, brahmi, and can be used for hair washing. Shiro Leba. Here paste is applied over entire scalp. It helps for hair growth, eliminate dandruff, controls frizz, repairs split ends, and reduce hair fall. The examples are Gunjaleba, Hastadandamashileba, etc. The next is Nasya. Anutaila as a nasal drop should take every year during the rainy autumn and spring seasons. It prevents hair fall and also accelerates the growth of the hair. Nasya nourishes the scrotus present above and the hair follicle, which strengthens hair and reduces the hair falling. Next is Dhumapana. Dhumapana helps us to cure the problem of hair fall by clearing the doshas from the head region. And also it improves firmness of hair on the head, bird, and the teeth. Shaurya Karma. Hair cutting and proper care of the hair of scalp and beard should be done regularly. Ushnishka. The wearing of Ushnishka, that is turban or cap or on head, protects hair from wind, heat, dust, etc. The next is leech therapy. Some physicians use leech therapy at the bald spots before using the local medicines. Rasayana Prayoga. Acharya Sushruta advises Rasayana Prayoga in Galitya Chikitsa. According to modern science, the specific cause of alopecia is an autoimmune disorder and the Rasayana will act as an immunomodulator. As premature hair fall is a sign of early aging process and Rasayana is the best for reversing aging process, means anti-aging therapy. Agastya Haridaki, Vipanchamula Grida, Navayasi Lauha, Shwadamshtadi Rasayana, Kangalishta, Amalagi Rasayana, some of the examples. And in the case of yoga, Sarvangasana prevents hair falling and promotes growth of new hairs. Herbs like aloe vera, curry leaves, amla, methi, coconut oil, tilataila can be used. Hair cleansers like shikakai, aloe vera, hibiscus, amla, basin can be used. Medicated oils for Shiro Abhinga. Nili Taila, Mahanil Taila, Suhyadi Taila, Chandanadi Taila, and also Muleti processed with amalaga along with the milka in Tailapaga can be used. For paste for local applications, Maduga along with amalaga and honey, Tila, amalaga along with the honey and oil, Kabikashumula along with the Naksha Taila processed in iron vessel can be used. And medicated oils for nasal Nasya. Anutaila, Brihatyadi Navana, Sahajiradi Navana, Nimba Taila are some of the examples of Nasya. And the next is Kesha drugs. In VYADHI Nigandu mentioned that is 16 type of drugs which possess Kesha property. These drugs can be useful for therapeutic and preventive aspects in hair disorders. Drugs like Vibhitagi, Sindhuvara, Bijaga, Gunja, Bringaraja, Malladaga, Jaba, Avidugda, Neeli, Kadli, Akuchi, Avidugda, Tila, Gambari, Kasisa are the examples. Among the 16 drugs, Avidugda is the animal origin and the Kasisa is the mineral origin. Moving into conclusion, Galitya is a wicked disease which needs proper management, proper hair care like oiling, washing, protection from external factors like environment, chemicals, heating, etc. is preventing hair fall and keeping them healthy. Before starting the treatment of hair fall, physician should identify the cause. And first, the treatment should be the Nidana Parivarjana itself. And after that, management of that cause should be done. Then after other the therapies like Abhinga, Lepana, Shodhana, Nasya, Rasayana should be prescribed accordingly. In this way, we can treat Galitya Roga or hair fall effectively. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Arya. And next I invite Dr. Anchumol Joseph for the presentation.
Hello.
Hello, doctor.
Am I
Your
audible,
screen is
doctor?
visible, doctor. Screen is visible. Please start the session.
Okay. Namaste all. I welcome you all for my presentation. Myself, I am Dr. Anchumol. I'm a PG scholar from the Department of KITIBA, STMC Udupi. My topic is role of Rasayana therapy in geriatric care. So, all of us know the Rasayana is an exclusive branch of Ayurveda. Many works has been carried out both in preclinical and clinical levels to establish the role of Rasayana, especially its anti-aging property. So moving on to the presentation. Introduction, Jara is a state of becoming Sheena or debilitated. Depletion can be both physical and physiological. So according to modern, the definition of aging goes like this. Aging is described as a progressive loss of adaptability with passage of time, so that individual is less and less able to react abruptly to challenges from the external or internal environment. Why sudden interest in geriatrics? So this is the topic of our why recently the interest in geriatrics, that too Rasayana has come up with a lot of interest. First, I think in recent years, there has been a tremendous increase in the pace of human aging around the world. And secondly, according to WHO, they estimate about 22% of world's population will be over 60 years of age by the year of 2050. And added with these reasons, like other reasons like demographic transition, low birth and death rates, high geriatric load, have also added to this current scenario. Next, moving upon to the third slide, that is modern science conclusion. What does the modern science say about the same? Like modern science has identified different aging mechanisms at cellular and molecular levels, such as chromosome and telomere regulation, proteostasis, insulin signaling, autophagy, oxidative stress, mitochondrial functioning, cytoskeletal integrity, and hormesis. These aging mechanisms are potential therapeutic targets. So if we find the particular reason for the aging, so that we can target the reason and we can control the aging associated diseases. So we can finally conclude such as DNA cross-linking theory or random damage theory, reasons of the aging. And aging is a gene or environmental control phenomenon. So definitely we can't find a permanent relief or permanent solution for aging. Next, types of Jara. According in Ayurveda, the Jara is generally told as Kalaja Jara and Agalaja Jara. Kalaja Jara means it occurs at the proper age, which is caused due to Parirekshana Krita. Parirekshana Krita means even though after following the Dinacharya and Ritucharya, the age happens, so the aging phenomenon occurs at the proper age. Coming to the Agalaja Jara, it is like symptoms of aging process manifest before its natural course due to various etiological factors. And the reason is Aparirekshana Krita. That means without or the avoidance of Dinacharya and Ritucharya might be the factor of Agalaja Jara. So Jara Hedu, according to Charaka, Charaka, he have mentioned Kalasya Parinama. Kalasya Parinama means it is Swabhavaja, or it is an essential phenomena that should happen. And in many other Ayurvedic texts, we have seen the term Agalaja Jara, which I have mentioned before. The reasons the Ayurvedic text that mentions are Panda, that means excessive traveling or physical activities, Shitha, having sexual desires for older women or to remain sexually active even after onset of old age, taking tubers in excess in food, to remain under continuous mental stress. So these are the aspects of dosha dhatu mala in Jara, that the manda cheshta, apraharsha, muda samnida, nishprabhava, rupshada, santi shaithalyada, manoshunyata, shrama, etc. And the features of Jara attributes to the Ojo Shaya also, such as Durbalada, Alpashana, Viditendriyas, Dishchaya, Durmana, Rupshada, etc. So next is how to increase quality of geriatric care. So, of course, adding life to years is required, but how well we live or how healthy we live, how happily we live during our lifespan is something that is more important than simply adding upon years, and how healthy we are is different. So mainly in the geriatric life, we should mainly focus upon physical well-being, mental well-being, spiritual well-being, and the social well-being of the people at the old age. Next, how we can make this geriatric care through Ayurveda. Why the quest for blissful aging draws our attention to the Ayurveda? Because it might be because of the affordable, accessible, safer, or age-friendly, or it will be a holistic approach. So the physical, first it is through the physical care. That is through proper swastha vrita, dinacharya, or riticharya, we can do a proper physical care for the people in old age. How through swastha vrita or dinacharya is that, like we know the common practices that we have in Ayurveda, such as Abhyanga. The definition itself says that Abhyangam ajaret tutyam sa jarashrama vadaha. So it is mainly mentioned during the old age where the Vada dosha is predominant, or through Midahara, Upavasa, Vyayama. Vyayama also it is mentioned as Sthitikarana Manganam. Sthitikarana Manganam, so that so a healthy body will be, we can make out a healthy body with the help of Ayurveda. So mainly in biological care, it is told with help of Rasayanas also concentrated, especially in. And why Rasayana? So in Rasayana, according to Sushruta Sutra, Acharya has mentioned Rasayana Medha Balakar Roga Bharanam Samartham Cha. So it is Vyasthavana. The Sushruta mentions that as Vyasthavana, gives long life, and Ayurmedha Balagaram. More than just adding life to ages, like it is Medha and Balagaram. Roga Bharana. It helps us to, it gives immunity, that it protects us from the diseases. So again, in the Charaka also, benefits of Rasayana has been told, like Dirgham Ayus, Vidhi Medha Marogyam Tarunamaya, Prabhavarna Surudari Dehendriya Balapara. So we have got a detailed list of the benefits of Rasayana from our Ayurvedic textbooks. So we have got classifications. We all know about the classification of Rasayana, such as according to Acharya Charaka, Kutipravishika, Acharya Sushruta, Sarva Bhogata Samana, Aishkamya, Sabhavyadi Pradisthiti, Santapi, etc. So in Ayurveda, some Rasayana drugs are specified for specific dhadus, such as in Rasa dhadu, Garjura, Draksha, Kashmiri, for Rekta dhadu, Amlaki, Mamsa dhadu, Bala, Nagabala, Medha dhadu, Gugulu, Shilajatu, Asti dhadu, Laksha, Shukti, Shankha, Majja dhadu, Vasa, Majja, Loha, Shukra dhadu, Atmagupta, etc. Medha Rasayana such as Mantuka Paramiswarasam, Eshti Madhu Churma with Shira, Uttuchi Swarasam, Shankha Pushpi Kalka are also mentioned. Specific Vyadhihara Rasayana is also mentioned. Coming upon to the Acharya Rasayana. Acharya Rasayana, one can keep away the occurrence of ailments and prevent the onset of diseases arising due to the Prajnaparata, Asatmandriyartha Samyoga, and Parinama. Acharya Rasayana contains the complete description of ideal lifestyle and behavior to maintain physical, mental, social, and spiritual health for a long time. So it is more than a Rasayana, it is like it is a rejuvenating behavioral therapy. So it includes a lot of application for Rasayana. So in a simple way, say it can be Rasayana, it can be mainly two factors, like preventive Rasayana and promotive Rasayana. In preventive Rasayana, by following the Dinacharya, Ritucharya, etc., and doing the Samshodhana at the proper time and way, use of Rajariska Rasayana like milk, ghee. In second way, it is promotive Rasayana, follow the rule of Kutipravishika and Vatatvika Rasayana, choose of Rasayana drugs according to the mental and body constituents. Conclusion, Ayurveda anti-aging intervention is not only to mediate slowing down the aging process, but also to extend the functional life of a person. Ayurvedic system of medicine describes
Dr. Anchumol. So I think there is some network issue. So now I invite Dr. Grishma for the presentation. I invite Dr. Grishma.
Yes, doctor.
Doctor, please start.
Yes, sir. Good evening, everyone. I am Dr.GREESHMA, first year PG scholar from STM College of Ayurveda, Udupi. And my topic is Darunaka and its management. First, move on to the contents of my presentation. Include introduction, objective, result and discussion and conclusion. First, then we'll move on to the introduction. Darunaka is a Kapalakata Roga, but Acharya Susruta has described this disease as a Shudra Roga due to the vitiation of Vata and Kapha doshas. Darunaka is featured with itching, dryness, and scaling of the skin over the scalp region. Ayurveda explains dandruff by the name Darunaka. According to Vagbhata, it is included under Kapala Roga. So I already mentioned Susruta has described this as in Shudra Roga, and according to Vagbhata, it is included under Kapala Roga. Then, dandruff is an irritative disease of the scalp in which shedding of dead tissue from the scalp with itching sensation is the main cardinal feature. Dandruff can start at any time after puberty. It can result in various social or self-esteem problems. Nowadays, dandruff problem is increasing day by day because of the modern lifestyle and increased pollution. Objective of my presentation is to study about Darunaka and its management. Next is result and discussion. Dandruff is a common chronic scalp disorder that is characterized by flaking of the skin of the scalp. As skin cells die, they are shed from the scalp surface. In Susruta Nidhana 13th chapter, he is explained Daruna Kandura Ruksha Keshabhumi Prapatyate Kafavada Prakopena Vidya Darunakam Tutam. By the aggravated kapha and vada, the skin of the scalp became cracked, dreadful, itching and dry. This is known as Darunaka. Next, the main causes: non-application of Kesha Taila, improper cleaning, sleeping during daytime, Vekadharana, exposure to dust, hot weather. The Samprapti Kadaka of Darunaka are Vada, Kapha, Rasadadu, Rakta Dadu and Tuk. It is the Ubadadu of Mamsa Dadu. Due to the Vata Kapha Pragopa Ahara Vihara, Rasa and Rakta Dadu Dushti promotes Shrota Virodha, leading to Darunaka at Tukka Adhisthana. The main symptoms of Darunaka include Kandu, itching over the scalp region, Keshachudi means falling of hair, Swapa, abnormalities on touch sensation, Dukshada, roughness or dryness of the scalp, Tukspudana, cracking of the scalp skin. In management, according to Acharya Susruta, he mentioned about Siraveda, Shirobhasti and Shalana with Kodrava, Trina, Ksharatoya, Avapidanasya, Snehana, Swetana of Murta or head. Next, the formulation. First formulation is Nilabringadi Thailam. In Sastra Yoga Thaila Yoga Prakaranam 28, it is explained that the main swarasas used in Nilabringadi Thailam is Nili Swarasa, Bringaraja Swarasa, Karnaspoda, Datri Swarasa. Next, Shira is Ajak Shira, Naligera Shira, Mahisha Shira, Godukta, Kalka, Eshti, Gunja Mula and Anjana. Mode of application is Shiro Abhyanga and Nasya. It is in general Shita Guna and Pitta Shamaka. Next is Durdura Patradi Taila. The Kalka here it is Shodhita Datura Bija. And Sneha is Tila Taila. Drava Dravya is Datura Patra Swarasa and water. Amlakyadi Lepa. Amlaki Churna 2 part, Estumadi Churna 1 part, Shuddha Tankana half part, and Takra is quantity sufficient. Next is Tandulodaka. It is the subtype of Hima formulation described by Acharya Sharangatara. Tandulodaka is a Kashaya and Madura in Dasa. It is having Tok Prasadana Karma. According to Ashtanga Hridaya first chapter, 15th sloka, he explained Tatradya Marudang Nindi Trayas Tiktadaya Kafam Kashaya Tikta Madhra Pitta Manyetu Kurvande. Means the first 3 of these rasas, Madhura, Amla and Lavana control Vata. The last 3 rasas, Tikta, Kadu and Kashaya control Kapha. Kashaya, Tikta and Madhura rasa control Pitta. The rasa that do not control the respective doshas increases them. So we should implement the treatment. Here the disease is caused because of the vitiation of Vata and Kapha doshas. So we should implement the treatment in order to control of both these Vata and Kapha doshas. Next, move on to conclusion. The treatment protocol is based on the principles of Hetu Viparita Chikitsa, which provides considerable relief in Darunaka. appropriate usage of principles of guna, dosha, hetu, and its role in samprapti vikadana can cure any disease. The combined effect of Shodhana Chikitsa and Shamana Aushadhis along with Sthanika Chikitsa in the form of lepa are advocated, and at the same time Nidana Parivarjana is strictly followed. Thank you.
Thank you, doctor. Now I invite Dr. Littija Alex. I invite Dr. Littija.
Thank you, ma'am. Good evening, everyone. I am Dr. Littija Alex, second year PG scholar, Department of Agatha Tantra, SDM College of Ayurveda and Hospital Hassan, guided by Dr. Ashwini Kumar Bharati, Head of the Department, Department of Agatha Tantra, SDM College of Ayurveda and Hospital Hassan. Today I am going to present the topic, Dermatological Manifestation of VISHA. Introduction. The skin is the largest organ and acts as a barrier between the body and the environment. Whenever VISHA comes in contact, either externally or internally, skin manifestations are seen. Toxin is a chemical that alters the normal function of another organism. This could include Stavara VISHA, Jangama VISHA, Dhatu VISHA, Dushi VISHA, and Khara VISHA. There are 24 types of skin manifestations mentioned under the heading of Rakta Pradoshaja Vikaras. First is skin manifestation due to Jangama VISHA. Darvigra Sarpa VISHA. Skin manifestations are blackish discoloration around bite mark, sensation of crawling of insect over skin in first vega, wound formation in the second vega, and suppuration in third vega. Next is Mandali VISHA. Skin manifestations are yellowish discharge and yellowish discoloration of blood in first vega, yellowish discoloration of skin, burning sensation and swelling over skin in second vega. Next is Vrishika. It presents with severe burning sensation, acute throbbing and pricking pain with blackish discoloration. Paresthesia is a common feature. Next is Lutha VISHA. Lesions like ringworm, white, black, reddish, yellowish, soft and elevated lesion. It is blackish at the center and thread-like at the periphery. These lesions are fast spreading, painful and burning. Next is Makshika. Bee sting presents with severe burning sensation, itching and pain, fast spreading, blackish discoloration, burning sensation and elevated lesion. Next is Kanaba. Wasp stings are fast spreading with severe swelling and pain. Skin tissues may fall off. Next is Alarka VISHA. Skin manifestations are itching, pain, discoloration, numbness, suppuration, swelling and shrinkage. Tearing pain, blisters, nodular lesions are found at the bite mark over the period. Next is Mushika VISHA. Skin manifestations are wherever the toxin, that is semen from rats, touches, new lesions are formed. Paler discoloration, nodular swelling and suppurative lesions, percolations are seen. Chronic ulcer and thick slimy discharge from the wound is seen. Next is skin manifestation due to Stavara VISHA. First one is Jayapala. Burning sensation, redness and vesications can be seen. Next is Gunja. Inflammation, edema, oozing and necrosis are also seen. Next is Ergot. Dry gangrene without swelling and ulceration. Arka. Redness with blisters. Bhalladaka. Bruises and blisters can also be seen. Next is skin manifestation due to Kritrima VISHA. First is strong acids, corrosion and burning of the tissues. Charring and blackening of the skin can be seen. Strong alkali. Strong alkali act as a corrosive poison. On contact with the skin may cause blister and brownish discoloration. Example, sodium hydroxide. Dushi VISHA. Dushi VISHA is a form of toxin that has not been completely eliminated or neutralized due to various reasons. Remains in the body for some time and eventually gets manifested in the form of some disease. Dushi VISHA vitiates the recta and hence manifests symptoms like Aru, KITIBA and Kota. Even venomous bite, if not treated completely, can act as Dushi VISHA. Next is Gara VISHA.
Toxin can be administered as Garavisha by Visheshna food, drinks, toothbrush, anointing oil, comb, massaging powders or paste, bathing water, unguents, garlands, dress, bed, armors, ornaments, footwear, nasal drops, etc. The skin manifestations seen in Garavisha are Vivarna, Spota, Strava, and Tokpaka. Viruddhahara. Viruddhahara is one of the most instigating factors for the causation of Tokvikaras. The long-term use of larger amount of Viruddhahara can turn into Dushivisha. Some of the skin manifestations are Visarpa, Vispoda, and Kilasa Kushta. General management of the skin manifestations are Shodhana Karmas, Rasayana Chikitsa, Devarshana, Beli Karma, and Hita Ahara Vihara. Conclusion: skin acts as one of the principal target organ for any poisonous manifestation. It may either spread all over the body or only to the part which is exposed to the environment or toxin. Dermatological manifestation plays an important role in clear-cut diagnosis of the poison. It is useful for knowing the prognosis of the disease depending on the size, shape, color, depth of the tissue involved, and the time since manifestation occurred. The abundant reference in Ayurveda literatures regarding same is useful at exploring the causative factors through toxicological aspect. Thank you.
Thank you, doctor. So next I invite Dr. Rajeswari.
Yes, ma'am. Good evening, everyone. Myself, Dr. Rajeswari from Department of Ayurveda from STM College, Hassan. Now I'm going to do a case presentation on KITIBA KUSHTA. A patient name X of age 42 years in the OP number 241326 and a special ward from KR Nagar, Mysore, got admitted on 24/12/2021. Pradhana Vedana, patient complains of blackish white circular lesions over scalp, bilateral elbow, back, thigh region, bilateral lower limb since 3 years, associated with itching and powdery discharge. And the complaints got aggravated since 1 month. Vedana Vritanta, a male patient of age 42 years, has underwent cholecystectomy 7 years back and have the history of low back pain since 5 years. Gradually, he developed with blackish white circular lesions over scalp first, followed by bilateral elbow, back, thigh region, and lower limb, associated with itching and powdery discharge since 3 years, for which he consulted and took allopathy medication. But is my slide is visible?
Yes, doctor, it's visible.
Okay, thank you.
But it's still in the first slide.
Now?
Not
It's
moving,
not
doctor.
moving,
Slide
doctor.
is not moving.
Okay. Now?
Now moving, doctor. Slide is moving.
Okay, thank you. Patient Vedana Vritanta, patient has underwent cholecystectomy 7 years back and have the history of low back pain since 5 years. Gradually, he developed with blackish white circular lesions over scalp first, followed by bilateral elbow, back, thigh region, and bilateral lower limbs, associated with itching and powdery discharge since 3 years, for which he consulted and took allopathic medication, but haven't noticed any relief. Later, he underwent Ayurveda treatment and felt temporary relief. Now, since 1 month, complaints got aggravated. So for further management, he got admitted in SDMCH. Purva Vyadhi Vritanta, not known case of diabetes, mellitus, and hypertension, and he haven't have any complaints regarding to thyroid dysfunction also. He has the history of low back pain and was under medication, and also history of surgery, that is cholecystectomy 7 years back. This is the condition of the patient before treatment at the time of admission. Kula Vritanta, nothing relevant. Vayaktika Vritanta, appetite is good, bowel regular once per day, micturition regular 4 to 5 times per day, sleep is sound. Personal history, diet is mixed, non-veg weekly 3 to 4 times he used to consume. Habits, alcohol consumption weekly once. Occupation is advocate. Socioeconomic status, upper middle class. Treatment history, has taken allopathic medication for the similar complaints. Dashavida Pariksha, Prakriti, Pittavata, Vikriti, Kaphavata, Sattva Madhyama, Satnya, Sarvarasa Satnya, Ahara Shakti Madhyama, Vyayama Shakti Madhyama, Sara Mamsa Sara person, and Samhanana Madhyama, Agni Shakti Madhyama, Vaya Madhyama, and Pramana is also Madhyama. General examination, general complexion is fair, BP 130/90 mmHg, pulse 74 per minute, respiratory rate 8 cycles per minute,
Temperature is afebrile. Anga Pratyanga Pariksha, cardiovascular system, S1, S2 is heard and no murmurs is there. Central nervous system, conscious and oriented to time, place and person. Respiratory system, normal vesicular breath sounds are heard, no added sounds is noticed. Coming to integumentary system examination and inspection, location, scalp, upper limb, back, thigh region and bilateral lower limb lesions are seen. Shape of circular lesions, color blackish white, powdery discharge is present, inflammation is seen. Palpation, temperature is present, edema slightly present over bilateral lower limbs, that too non-pitting type. Texture of lesions are rough and scaly. Test, candle grease test is positive, auspit sign negative, Cobner's phenomena is also negative. Nidana Panchaka, Mityahara Vihara, outside food consumption weekly thrice and non-veg consumption weekly 3 to 4 times in a week, and alcohol consumption once in 17 to 15 days. Purva Rupa, Kandu is present, Lakshanas, blackish color lesions, itching and powdery discharges present. Samprapti Gataka, Dosha Kafavata, Ama, Sama, Shrotas Rasa Rakta, Udbhavasthana is Amashaya, Dhatu Rasa Rakta, Agni, Jataragni Malya, Shrotu Drishti Prakara Sangha and Vimarga Gamana, Vyaktasthana, Sarva Sharira. Differential diagnosis, Eka Kushta, Sigma and Kitiba can be taken, whereas in case of Eka Kushta, will see Mahavastu, that is large lesions can be seen, single large lesion, whereas in case of Sigma, Shweta Varna, Tamra Varna and Tanutva of the lesions will be there, but in this case, the Varna of the lesions is not white in color. In case of Kitiba Kushta, Shyavata, that is blackish-nish, Kinikara Sparsha, that is rough, and Parushata, hard to touch, will be there. You can even take psoriasis, where the red patches of the skin covered with a thick silvery scales with typical features of erythema and desquamatization is seen. So finally, it is diagnosed as Kitiba Kushta. That means Shavam Kinakara Sparsham, Parusham Kitibam Smrutham. Chikitsa Sutra, Vatotareshu Sarpirvamanam, Shleshmotareshu Kushteshu, Pittotareshu Moksho, Raktasya Virechanam Chagre, according to Charaka Chikitsa Sthana. Whereas according to Baishacha Ratnali Kushta Chikitsa, Sheshte Mase Shira Moksho, Prati Masam Virechanam, Prati Paksham Chavamanam, Kushte Lepam, Triacharet. Treatment, here under admission, the treatment is planned like this. On day 1, Dipana Pachana is done with Chitrakadivati, 1 TID after food, and Panchakola Fanta, 30 ml TID before food is given. From day 2 to day 5, Snehapana treatment was taken with Snehapana with the Panchatikta Gugulugruta. Day 1 on day 2, it was started. First day, it was 30 ml, then followed by 60, 90, 120 ml. Diet, Ganji after feeling hungry, and Khichdi at night is given. On day 6, Sarvanga Abhyanga with Marichadi Thaila followed by Bashpasveda is done. On day 7, it is continued, and even day 2, after Abhyanga, Virechana was done with Trivrit Leha 50 grams and Draksha Kashaya 100 ml. Discharge medicine, Bilvadi 1 TID after food, LSVT 1 BD after food, Kadirarista 3 teaspoon after food with equal quantity water is given, and Avipatikara Churna 1 teaspoon with warm water at night. This is a comparison of during the time of admission and then at the time of discharge. This too, and this is 1 week after follow-up after 1 week of discharge. And conclusion, initially to remove the Amapachana, Agni Deepana is done, and Snehapana was planned with Panchatikta Gugulugruta as Tiktaka Dravyas, the drug of choice in Pakvitaras. Virechana was planned for Kosta Shodhana based on the Sattva Bala of the patient and dosha involved is disease. Suitable Samshamana Aushadhis was planned for Shesha Dosha Niraharana. Thank you.
Good evening, doctor. This
Good
is Dr.
evening.
Ashwati from the panel.
Okay,
So
ma'am.
actually, you had seen, no? Kitiba Kushta, we know that's a dosha bahulatsis kabhavada.
Yeah.
And whenever you're telling all the lakshanas of the patient, no?
Yeah, ma'am.
There is, what are this powdery discharge was there, blackish discoloration was there, non-clear edema, and there is no heart lesions. You didn't tell about that. So, Kinakara Sparsham.
Means the lesions which are present are not soft, ma'am. They are rough and hard.
Okay.
That
And,
under integumentary system I had mentioned.
Yeah, then saying that only they had seen the powdery discharge and some
Yeah.
and scaly. And you had seen the differential diagnosis with the Ekakushta, Sitnakushta, and the Kidiba, no?
Yeah, ma'am.
And in that also, there's only the Shavada is telling extra in this Kidiba, right?
Yeah, and that Kinakara Sparsha is there, no ma'am. That is not present in case of Sigma, whereas that is Shweta and Tanutva will be there. That thickness won't be there in case of Sigma.
Okay, whether you have correlated this with psoriasis or as a KITIBA KUSHTA you had treated this?
KITIBA KUSHTA and the KITIBA KUSHTA only, ma'am.
Okay, good. And this Panchadikta Gugulu, it is available in your hospital?
Yeah,
You
ma'am.
have made?
Yeah, ma'am. It is available in our hospital.
Then ingredients of that Panchadikta Gugulu, Panchadikta Kashaya Yoga added with Gugulu?
Yeah, ma'am. Same thing only with
Okay.
Panchadiktas.
Good presentation.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you, Dr. Ashwini, and
Thank
thank you, Dr. Rajeswari.
Thank you, ma'am.
So next we have a paper and poster presentation by Dr. Kiran Tanaji Pawar. I invite Dr. Kiran Tanaji Pawar for the presentation. Dr. Kiran.
Yes, I'm there. Hello.
Hello. Doctor, your screen is visible, doctor. Please start the session.
Okay. Myself, Dr. Kiran Pawar, from PDA College of Ayurveda and Research Center, Nigri. Okay, third year Kai Chikitsa department. My paper presentation topic is Janapadodhwams. Okay. Janapadodhwams means Janapad plus Udhwams. That means all entire people at the same time, entire people of the world get affected due to the impairment of the water, air, or soil, etc. One of the most common example of the Janapadodhwams is recently COVID-19 pandemic, where there is impairment in the air, which is caused development of COVID-19 disease, and the all kind of epidemics, which was already explained in our Ayurvedic classics. Okay, abstract. The causative factor of the disease of living being can be classified into two groups: those common to the living being in general, and those specific to individuals. The latter type of like typically affect certain individuals resorting to diet and regimens, which are the aggravators of the pata are already described. Now, the former type of positive factor, which commonly affects several living beings of a locality by the vitilations of the airs, water, and the season, are being described. Janapada Janapada Mandalas Panchale Kshetre Dvijar Dvi Auradhyum Dvikampilya Rajanam Ganga Bhagwanam Punarvasu Atreyam Ante Dwadam Saganam Param Vrittim Dvi Medhum Angi Venam Dva Avcharam Manam Udva Avcharam Ampincham Dvivesham Bravvi. Means what? Which is explaining Charak Vimanstan 3 chapter. In Kampilya, means modern Kampilya of Kampilya country is the Farokhabad district in Uttar Pradesh, the capital city of country. Inhabited by the sites of the twice born Lord Punarvasu, surrounded by his discipline, was taking a stroll in the woods near the bank of the Ganga during the month of the Jesta, approximately May, June. He then observed addressing the disciplines of Agnivesha. The capital city of Kampil is described here as inhabited by the illicit of the twice born. Lord Punarvasu is subsequently going to observe that this area will be afflicted with the epidemics. And this shows the epidemic disease affect even sinful disposition of the resident. Means in the ancient time, Acharya Punarvasu also observed the epidemics, means impairment in the air, which affect all the entire peoples in the world. Not it affects only the specifically residing peoples. So the JANAPADODHWAMSA which explain in Charak Samhita in more detail, which help in importance of the epidemic recently added epidemics, and there are reference also there is. So the JANAPADODHWAMSA affect all the kind of entire peoples, and it will definitely affect whether the prakriti is different or the same, but all the prakritis of the peoples get affected with the same impairment in the air or impairment in the water. So Acharya well explained the Janapadodhwamsa Vyadhi. Okay, thank you. Hello.
Yes, doctor.
Hello. By paper.
Please continue, doctor.
Okay. Now the next is my poster presentation. So my poster presentation is on the topic of ASTONINDITIYA PURUSHA. ASTONINDITIYA PURUSHA means what? There is 8 kind of constitution of the people explained in the Charaka Samhita, which is called as ASTONINDITIYA, which plays important role in the management of the disease. Because if the patient has normal constitution, then it is easy to treat and getting fast result from the suffering disease. But if patient have some one of the above constitutions, then it is difficult to treat, and result will get differ as we expected from the normal individuals. Due to Astoninditiya Purusha is responsible for development of the other diseases like hypertension, diabetes, due to the Atistulaha. Due to it is responsible for development of other diseases like hypertension and diabetes. Now, title Astoninditiya Purush according to the Acharya Charaka aims to assess the importance of Astoninditiya Purush in Chikitsa. Introduction. Astoninditiya Purusha is important for doing Chikitsa. These peoples are very poor for the treatment as compared to the Swastha Purusha. Astoninditiya Purusha and Swastha Purusha gives better response for the treatment as compared to the Astoninditiya Purusha. Materials and methods. Iya Kalu Shariram Adiprushtam Ishtya Purusham Ninditam Bhavanti Tadyataha Ati Dirgaha Ati Rasvaha Ati Lomascha Alomascha Ati Krishnascha Ati Gaurascha Ati Stulaha Ati Krusha Cheti. Means the above descriptions of undesirable person is from the standpoint of physical constitutions only. So it does not include psychologically perverted persons like the scoundrel, misminded, etc. Out of the 8 type mentioned above, the first 6 are not significant for the medical purpose. The only present in the populations above undesirable persons, and the undesirable persons like hunchback means taken as undesirable. Now, the conclusion, according to the above study, that the medicament includes therapeutic actions where administered, and attendance action includes preparations of medicament and the nursing. The effort lies in the following the instructions of the physician and in giving the correct history of his disease of the 8 undesirable constitutions. Oh, it's over. Thank you.
Thank you, doctor. Now I invite Dr. Shantanu JAYPRAKASH Pawar for the paper presentation. I invite Dr. Shantanu.
Yes, ma'am. Hello.
Yes, doctor, you are audible.
Sharing my PPT. Ayurvedic management. Hello.
Yes, doctor, it's visible. Please start.
Myself, Dr. Shantanu Pawar. Hello. Is it audible?
Doctor, it's visible and you are audible. Please start.
Myself, Dr. Shantanu Pawar, PG scholar from Department of Kriya Sharif, CRC degree. I am presenting the topic of Ayurvedic management of obesity, guided by Dr. Sreekutty Chubey, Professor and Actuary, Department of Kriya Sharif. Introduction. Nowadays, obesity is a very big problem over the world due to lifestyle changes and popularity of the fast food. Now, WHO classified it as a disease. Earlier, it was a lifestyle disorder. In Ayurveda, obesity is compared with the stolia or the megaroid. It is considered as one of the 8 undisciplined conditions, ASTONINDITIYA, as described by the ACHARYA. Excessive accumulation of major mounts leading to the flabbiness of the hips, abdomen, and breast. It has been categorized as a stolia. Obesity is a condition in which the protein of major dhatu abnormal increase because of the major dhatu manja. Aim is to know the people how to reverse the obesity with the help of Ayurveda. Critical study of obesity is perspective of the Ayurvedic aspect. Materials and methods. The materials related to the obesity have been collected from the several Ayurvedic texts like Charaka Samhita, Sushruta Samhita, Ashtanga Hridaya, Ashtanga Sangram. Also collected through the various search engines like PubMed and Medline Scholars. These differences were compared and analyzed critically. Discussion. Obesity is the condition of abnormal and excessive fat accumulation in adipose tissue. It happens when intake of calories is high than the daily necessary calories. These remaining calories get converted into fat and stored in the body. The main treatment of obesity is decreasing daily calorie intake and increasing physical activity. According to the Ayurveda, treatment is based on the 3 sutras of Ayurveda, that is Ahar, Vihar, and Aushadhi. The diagnosis of disease before planning its management is very important. The diagnosis and treatment are possible only after the understanding the etiology, symptomology, and the reason and aggravating the factors and the pathogenesis of the disease. So, etiology or nidana. R is nidana. Adhyashan, eating when previous meal is not digested. Atibruvan, eating food high calories. Madhura means excessive use of sweet taste of food. Sheet means cool food. Snigdha means oily food. Navana means recently harvested grains. Vihara is nidana. Avyayam, lack of physical exercise. Avyavaya, lack of sexual intercourse. Dipaswam, sleeping during daytime. Asana sukha, long time sitting. Swapna sukha. Swapna prasangat is excessive sleep. Harshanitya, always being cheerful. Mansik nidan. Achintana, no worries. Manasum nivrutti, relaxations of the mind. Saukya, happiness. Other intake of sweet substances by mother during the pregnancy. Vijidosh, defective genes. Purvarupa are the predominant symptoms that appear before the complete manifestation of the disease. These include excessive sleep, drowsiness,
laziness, excessive body odor, heaviness of the body, and the laxity of the body parts. Rupa or the symptoms. The person is considered to be affected by the stolya when the excessive fat accumulation in the regions of buttocks, abdomen, and breast. According to the classics, a stolya persons possess inherent defect in them. Constricts or limited movements hampered due to the heavy fat deposition, reduce the sexual activities or impotence due to the obstruction of the channel of semen by the menses. Debility due to the imbalance of dhatus, profuse sweating, since measures and dosha are appreciated. Bad odor, excessive hunger and excessive thirst. So, Samprapti or the pathogenesis, according to the Acharya Charaka, first of all, Nidan says it was a initiation of the Kapati Dikshas method. It was a deep method that increased due to the similar quality of the kapha. So, it increased method that obstructs channels of the Vata dosha in abdomen. Vata dosha stimulates abdominal kushta and speed digestion of food and desire of the excessive intake of food. It causes the uptake of more quantity of the food and finally gets stored. Chikitsa or the treatment. Sankshripataha kriya is the Nidan Parivartanam. Nidan Parivartanam is the most important thing during the treatment. Nidan Parivartanam is care to avoid all the Aratma, Viharatma and Manchik Nidanas. Apatarpan Chikitsa story is a Sankarpanjan Vikar. That's why Apatarpan Chikitsa should be followed to get rid of excess fat. To reduce the excess fat, heavy food which is hard to digest, less carbohydrate and less fat, but lower down the appetite is suitable for obese person. Apatarpan Chikitsa includes 3 procedures of the Shatokarma, that is Langa, Moksha and Swedha. Samshodhan and Samshonan. Samshodhan means woman, Virudha, Shiro Virudha, Nasya, Niroga, Vasti. Samshonan. Pachan Aushadhi, Upvas, Vyaya, Marut Sevan, Atap Sevan, Pipasa. Samshodhan. All of this person with excess dosha and excess bala, more strength should be treated with the Samshodhan therapy, including woman, medicated illnesses or region, medicated percussion. Ruksha, Ushna, Chikta Basti, Ilma, containing dry, hot, and bitter drugs are also suggested by Charaka. Ruksha, Ilivartan, dry powder massage is the bias Samshodhan, external therapy indicated for the management of obesity. Patya Artha or dose. Yavu, Mutka, Rajamash, Kulatta, Masur, Adaki, Pato, Takra, Madhu, Ushnada, Rohit, Matsimons. These are the tools for obese person. Apatyar or dose. Gudu, Shali, Mash, Navanga, Taylor, Mudur Pala, Ikshu, Namid, Grita, Dodi, Anupa Uttapmas. These are the don'ts for the obese person. Patyabhyar or the don'ts. Shrama or the hard work. Jagrana, like late nights. Vyavahik sexual activities. Nitya Langana, regular use of reducing therapy. Chintan, thinking, show for sorrow, growth, anger. Apatyabhyar or the don'ts. Shital Jalasnan, use of cold water for bath, Divas water, less sleeping, Vyayam, less exercise, and less indulgence in sexual activity, Swapna Prasangat, excessive sleeping, Supashayana, Nitya Purusha, happiness, Achintana, monsoon everything. Conclusion, Charaka has mentioned stolya or obesity under the caption of Santarpana Vikar, and it should be treated with the Apatarpan Chikitsa, reducing therapy. Nidanas of stolya mentioned in classics are now changing. Increasing stress, faulty dietary habits, and decreased awareness regarding exercise are becoming the prominent causative factors. In society, the percentage of population suffering from stolya is increasing by day increasing day to day, so they should be made aware regarding the disease and its severe complications before it reaches to its epidemics. These are the references. Thank you.
Thank you, doctor.
Thank you, doctor. So next I invite Dr. Vishal Ramakrishna. I invite Dr. Vishal Ramakrishna.
Yes, ma'am. I'm there. Just give me 1 minute. I'm sharing my screen.
Okay, doctor.
Okay, doctor.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, doctor, it's visible.
Ma'am, is my screen visible?
Yes,
Yes,
doctor,
doctor.
visible.
Okay. Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. Vishal Podgir. I'm studying at College of Ayurvedic Research Center, Nigri, Pune. And my topic was recent advances of Panchakarma in neurological disorders. The nervous system is a complex, sophisticated system that regulates and coordinates the body's function and activities. Our whole body's basic functions and activities, our whole body is controlled by nervous system. Starting from the digestion up to the endocrine function, everything is depending upon the complex neurophysiological system. Ayurvedic, the ancient holistic science of India, is treating neurological disease since its inception, but the terminology was something different. Ayurveda considers neurological disorder to be the result of Vata disorders. The mutilation of Vata dosha causes an imbalance and disharmony in the human system that leads to neurological disease. Ayurveda focuses on preventing measures for healthy progeny. That is, Panchakarma helps in improving the quality of progeny. It not only improves the quality of life of people suffering from neurological disorder, but also relieves the physical, mental, and social stress of Kastarya. The main objective of Panchakarma is to detoxify the body. Vamana, Virechana, Nasya, Raktamokshana, and Basti are the five-fold Panchakarma. Other effective therapies are Basti, etc. All of these are different forms of Panchakarma treatment, which make the body. My project presentation aim is to study to analyze the different neurological problem described in Ayurveda and treatment. In a recent advanced Ayurvedic clinical research shows that so many incurable neurological problems can be successful therapy. Some of the examples that are which are methods actually. Panchakarma is a five-fold treatment divided into parts, namely operative main procedure and post-operative procedure, which we call as Purva Karma, Pradhan Karma, and Paschat Karma. Panchakarma procedures purify the various systems of human body and expel out the accumulated toxic metabolites from the body. The Panchakarma is a cleansing procedure which detoxify the body, help increasing bioavailability of drug, diet, etc. Now we move to procedure. Cognitive deepens digestive in Ayurvedic called as Pachan, Oleation, Snehan, and mediates Swedan. These are beneficial for lubricating, liquefying of toxic waste products, metabolites, accumulates in various channels of the body, and also helps for easy elimination from the body through nearest route. Some effective snare process used for neurological diseases that are mentioned in this chart. In modern in modern science, in modern physiology, we call it as some are cranial neuropathy, insomnia, stress anxiety, cerebral palsy, hemiplegia, paraplegia. All of these are neurological diseases. And in Ayurveda, we call it as Abhyanga, Ichudharan, Shirodhara, Shirobasti, Udvartarna. After that, some effective Sweden useful in neurological disease are Sweden therapy, that is Avga Sweda. Neurological disorder Sweda, all of it. Shalipinda Sweda, muscular atrophy. After that, the main procedure that is we called as Pradhan Karma. After Purva Karma are three Pradhan Karma main procedure, that is therapeutic purgation, virichan karma are to be done. Then one should follow medicate enema, that is basti karma. Nasya karma. Some effective basti therapy in neurological diseases are Nirua Basti. Effective in hemiplegia, paraplegia. Matra Basti, hemiplegia, paraplegia, same. Pachat karma, that is post-operative regimen. After the every process of pradhan karma, that is main procedure, one should follow a special dietary regimen called sansari karma, sansarjan karma. It is essentially to restore the normalcy of body tissue and system, as well as helps to rejuvenate the person. After that, some neurological diseases and their effective classical Ayurvedic treatment and panchakarma therapy are described below, which I will explain in details that name of the disease. Okay, paralysis, hemiplegia, cerebrovascular accident. Yeah, its therapy is a Sneha, Swedana, Virechana, and Basti. This is very effective in it. Cervical myelopathy, Gravi Basti. After that, transverse myelitis, in this Najis therapy, Vedic therapy. After Abhyanga, Swedana, Nasa, observation results are all the forms of Swedana have Vatahar Shrambar effect. Nasya is the best for all diseases, especially above the clavicle and related to brain, as to provide direct administration of the brain by passing a brain carrier. Basti has referred as the prime treatment modality for pacification of vitiate vata. The Sneha administered through Buddha Marga, that is rectal route, that is for rectal. During Basti gets absorbed into hemorrhoidal veins, then thereby Virya, that is potency of Dravya, enters into the systemic circulation and may show their action in the Mastiksha brain and may help in arresting the disease process. Virechan does Vata annually proper elimination of status, feces, urine, etc. Proper functioning Vayu. All the neurological disorders are considered as Vata Vikrar in Ayurveda, and the Panchakarma therapy is mentioned in the study act as Vatahara on the basis of their mode of action and also the potency of the drugs, Dravya used in this therapy. Hence, the Panchakarma models are found to be very effective in neurological disorders. From my above presentation, we came to a conclusion that Ayurveda consider neurological disorder are the result of Vata dosha Vipija. Above study reveals that neurological problem can be successfully treated by Ayurvedic system of medicine. Ayurvedic treatment involves use of Ayurvedic medicines, Panchakarma therapies, that is Sneha, Svedana, Virechana, Basti, Shirodhara, Shirobasti, Murda Taila, head massage, and use of Nadi Sweda, herbal steam. So here my presentation is completed. Thank you all of us for listening to my presentation. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, doctor.
Hello.
So,
okay, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you so much.
So now I invite Dr. Kritika Sunil. I invite Dr. Kritika. Dr. Kritika, please unmute yourself. So now I invite Dr. Navami. I invite Dr. Navami.
Yes, ma'am. Am I audible?
Yes, doctor. It's visible, doctor. Please start.
Namaste, everyone. Rasaushadhis are palatable and effective even in low doses. Phasmas in general are said to have quick absorption, wide range of therapeutic effect by which even the major conditions are managed. Long-term utility in specified dose, they act as rasayana. Here I am presenting my topic Brihatvada Chindamani Rasa and the management of Pakshakada stroke. Myself, Dr.Navami.L.R, second year PG scholar, Department of KITIBA and Mansaroga, STM Ayurveda College, Udupi, under the valuable guidance of all faculty members from the Department of KITIBA and Mansaroga. A stroke is an acute or subacute event in which a neurological deficit develops over minutes or hours, sometimes in a stepwise fashion, persists for at least 25 hours, and is caused by a vascular disturbance in the brain. Stroke has a prevalence of around 5 per 1,000 population. It has been estimated that about 80% of intracranial vascular events are due to cerebral infarction, 10% to spontaneous intracerebral hemorrhage, and 10% to subarachnoid hemorrhage. Pakshakada is a Vadaja Nanatmaja Vyadhi. A detailed description of this condition is available in the works of DR.GREESHMA. Brihatvada Chindamani Rasa is a unique herbo-mineral formulation explained in the context of Vada Vyadhi in both Paishajya Ratnavali and Siddha Yoga Sangraha. According to Paishajya Ratnavali, Vada Vyadhi Chikitsita Adhyayam 26th chapter 145 to 148 sloka, the ingredients are Pagatrayam, Swarna Bhasma. Swarna Bhasma 3 parts, Rajata Bhasma 2 parts, Apraga Bhasma 2 parts, Loha Bhasma 5 parts, Pravala Bhasma 3 parts, Maukti Bhasma 3 parts, Parda Bhasma 7 parts. But according to Siddha Yoga Sangraha, there is a slight difference, that is Loha Bhasma 3 parts and Swarna Bhasma 2 parts. And these ingredients are first undergo Bhavana and Marana, then take Rasa Sindura in Khalva Yandra and prepare its fine powder, and all other phasmas to prepare a uniform fine mixture. Finally, the mixture is titrated with aloe vera juice. Pills are rolled in the size of 125 mg and stored in airtight containers. And according to Paishajya Ratnavali reference, the dosage is set as 1 valla, that is 250 mg, 3 times a day, that is 750 mg. And according to Siddha Yoga Sangraha, it is mentioned as 2 gunja, that is also 250 mg. And it is given with proper anupana, like Maharasana-Adikwada, Tagara-Adikwada, Jadamansi-Adikwada, etc. Here we can see the Rasaguna Virya Vibhagas of each ingredient in this Paishajya Brihatvada Chindamani Rasa. Here the all drugs are Tridoshahara in property. The Medhya property of Rajata Bhasma checks on Vakshuddhi. Lekhana property of Swarna Bhasma helps in the Srodha Shodhana in Thamani. Apraga Bhasma acts on Pranavaha Srodhas and its Mula Hridaya. Loha Bhasma corrects the Kshaya and also it acts as Thaulihara. Valli and Thadu Poshana property of Prabhala Bhasma helps in eradicating the Kshaya. Ojo Vardhana property of Mukta Bhasma regularizes the body metabolism. The Yogavaki property of Parada results in the targeted action of the drug. The Kumari Swarsa has the properties like Pedini, Grandhihara, Vadahara, and Rasayana. These nano particles are relatively easier to cross the blood-brain barrier. And this is a study on evaluation of neuroprotective activity of Brihatvada Chindamani Rasa. And the Brihatvada Chindamani Rasa for the purpose of neuroprotective activity in human is taken as 250 mg here. And here 4 groups each contain 6 tracks For the 6 tracks. For the third group, they have given 22.5 mg per kg Brihatvada Chindamani Rasa, and for fourth group, Brihatvada Chindamani Rasa, 45 mg per kg. And the test drug made suspension with 0.5% gum acacia and administered through orally with the help of oral catheter. They conclude this, it can be suggested that the test drug, especially at higher dose level, produces significant neuroprotection against bilateral common carotid artery occlusion, includes lesions especially in the midbrain region, and as revealed in reversal of BCCAO, induce changes in the activity cage performance and changes in the microscopic profile. The presence of antioxidant promoting and lipid peroxidation decreasing effect might contribute significantly to the observed neuroprotective effect. And also the glutathione peroxidase activity decreases may also have a role. And we can conclude by this. The Brihatvada Chindamani Rasa is having the properties of Medhya, Rasayana, Lekhana, Balya, Shayakna, Oja Vardhana, and Yogavahi, which has targeted effect for the management of Pakshakada under Vadaroga. The formulation also helps in the protein scavenging, anti-inflammatory, and arrest neurodegenerative activity with the added benefits of crossing the blood-brain barrier. And the utility of Brihatvada Chindamani Rasa is a vague for more than centuries, but further research is required to establish its safety and effective profile. Thank you.
Thank you, Doctor. So next I invite Dr. Akshada K. Shirwar.
Yes, ma'am.
Doctor, please start.
Ma'am, is my screen visible?
Yes, Doctor, it's visible.
Namaste all. Myself, Dr. Akshata K. Shirwar, finally a PG scholar from
Excuse me, Doctor.
Yes, ma'am.
Doctor, it's in the last slide. Please go to the first one.
Ma'am, is it visible now?
Yes, Doctor.
Myself, Dr. Akshata K. Shirwar, finally a PG scholar from Department of Agritantra, STM Hassan. Topic of my presentation is Shrikandasava in Madatyaya, guided by Dr. Ashwini Kumar S. Bharati, Professor and HOD, Department of Agritantra, STM CH Hassan. So these are the contents of my presentation. Before going to the main concept, need to look over the bit introductory part of the Madhya. Buddhim lumpatiye dravyam madakari tad uchyate tamo guna pradhanam cha tatha madhyasura adhikam. The dravya which dearranges the intellectual property and which one causes the mother in a person, such dravyas are tamo guna pradhana, hence such type of drug or a substance are called as madhya or madakari. So madenatyayo madatyaha. When a person, when he excessively intakes the madhya, he manifests with the symptoms of madatyaya. These are the particular references of the madatyaya in Charaka Chikitsa Madatyaya Chikitsa Sushruta Uttaratantra 47th chapter Panatyaya Adhyaya, in also in the Madatyaya Nidhana of Ashtanga Hridaya also. According to Charaka, he says the Vata, Pitta, Kapha and Sanipataja types of Madatyaya based on the predominant types of dosha involved in that particular type of Madatyaya. Also, he gives the Dvamshaka and the Vikshaya, where he says when a person who kept himself away from the Madhya for long period of time or days consumes it suddenly and when excessively when it is taken, it leads to these type of disorders. According to Sushruta, he gives 4 prakaras like Panatyaya, Paramada, Panajena and Panavibhrama and respective lakshanas. Seeing to the treatment, Sarva Madatyayam Vidya Tridoshadam Adhikam Tutam. So all the types of Madatya, which includes all the three doshas, and if it is predominant based on the predominant dosha, the treatment is involved in that. If all the doshas are predominant in nature, first it is looked onto the target organ on the location of kapha dosha, succeedingly with the pitta and the vata dosha. So there are many formulations listed out like Ashtanga Lavana, Eladya Modaka, Mahakalyanavati, etc. In the treatment, in the Chikitsa of Madathyaya, where it includes Sreekandasava also. Sreekandasava basically it is an asava preparation where the alcoholic medicament which is self-generated by means of fermentation process. Sreekandasava, which is a formulation named so because of it includes the first ingredient as Shweta Chandana, which is a synonym of Sreekanda. So this is a reference of the formulation in Bhaishya Ratnavali in Madathyaya Chikitsa, chapter number 22, verse ranges from 29 to 33. This is a shloka mentioned in Bhaishya Ratnavali of Sreekandasava. So it includes majority of 19 number of ingredients with the Drava Dravya as water along with the Sandhana Dravyas as Draksha, Guda and Dhataki Pushpa. So the earthen pot which is taken as a Sandhana Patra for the preparation purpose, where the coarse powder of drugs which are poured into pot along with the Sandhana Dravyas also. After that, rinsing the solution, close the lid with mud-made cloth very tightly and it is kept for 1 month without disturbing it. When after the 1 month, when the lid is opened and asava obtained is filtered through the clean cloth, it is filled into bottles for the further use. So the mode of administration is Pana, Anupana with equal quantity of water. It is taken of dosage of about 48 ml. It needs to be looked on the avastha and the Agni Bala of the person is also necessary. Indication says as Panathyaya, Paramada, Panajena and in severe Pana Vibhrama. So these are the respective ingredients of this formulation. It includes 19 ingredients along with the Sandhana Dravyas also. So it gives the respective ingredients karma and the indication. Grossly looking onto it, it says it has majority of kapha pittahara, kapha vatahara, pramathi, vishahara, kandugna, kushtagna type of properties inherent in that. Guda, which includes the madhura rasa, lagu guna, which is having a tridoshagna as a karma. Coming to the discussion part, by looking onto the Rasa Panchakas as the outline, it includes Kattu and the Tikta Rasa as the predominant doshas in it, and as a Shita Virya as a predominant Kattu Vipaka, Lagu Ruksha Guna and Kapha Pittahara property. All these ingredients of the formulation will mainly act or helps in the contracting the Pradhana dosha, that is Kapha dosha. Majority of the indications are same of the ingredient symptoms also expressed in Madathyaya. So this formulation can be easily manifested here. Katu Rasa, according to Charaka, where he says Vaktram Shodayati Agnim Deepayati. So it is best Deepako also. Tikta Rasa, which specifies the Kapha and the Pitta. Katu Vipako also helps in for the pacification of Vata and Kapha. Shita Guna of this acts against the Ushna and Tikshna Guna of Pitta. Also it is having the Kapha Pitta Shamaka property also. All the drugs collectively with Kapha Pittahara and Kapha Vatahara properties. Yes, sir.
Doctor, slide is not moving, doctor.
Sir, it's moving.
Not moving, doctor. It is in first slide, doctor. Now moving, doctor. Now moving.
Sir, should I need to present from the first?
No, doctor. Please continue, doctor.
So thus all the drugs collectively with Kapha Pittahara and Kapha Vatahara properties and on their chemical composition result in the reduction of Madathyaya symptoms. So basically looking on to the 10 common gunas of the Madhya and the Visha, this formulation which can be inherited in Visha condition. Also, there is an article says it is an analytical study where it gives the based on the gas chromatography and mass spectrometry analysis, where it helps in knowing what are the type of molecules included in that and which are responsible for the purpose of alcohol de-addiction. Finally, it says or concludes that it is very a good and potent medicine for alcohol de-addiction. It gives some of the types of molecules along with their medical roles, which plays an important role in alcohol de-addiction. Also, there is another study, a clinical study to evaluate the effect of Sreekandasava in Madathyaya. with special reference to alcohol use disorders, where 20 patients which are diagnosed of Madhatyaya are included under this study, and they are given 24 ml of Madhya twice daily for a period of 14 days. They have, according to statistical analysis, they have the result was highly significant, and it shows the significant results in the remission of the signs and symptoms of Madhatyaya. So coming to the conclusion, all the ingredients of the formulations brings the pacification of the Kapha dosha and simultaneously the Tamoguna in it, and in also in the remission of the signs and symptoms of Madhatyaya. Thus, this type of formulation, that is Sreekandasava, which may be the remedy which brings relief from Madhatyaya symptoms. Thank you.
Thank you, doctor. So next I invite Dr. Kritika. I invite Dr. Kritika.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, doctor.
Yeah. I just, sorry. Is my slide visible?
No, doctor.
1 second.
Doctor, you have any problem with screen sharing, doctor?
Yeah, 1 second.
Can I share for you, doctor?
No. I just got it.
Okay, doctor.
Dr. Kritika?
Yeah, sorry, ma'am. I just can't share my screen. Can you please share it for me?
Okay, doctor. Doctor, please start the session, doctor.
Yeah. Thank you. Good evening, everyone. My name is Dr. Kritika More. I am the PG final student, PG final year student from Dravigun Department, Ayurved Mahavidyalaya Sayan, and my today's topic is the role of tissue culture in Ayurvedic medicines. Yeah, before moving to introduction, it is rightly said in our science that Bishak Dravyam Anupasthata Rogit Pata Chatushyam Gunavatam Karanam Neyam Vikara Upashamar Shantayoho. That means if you need to treat disease correctly, then you need to have all four Pada Chatushyam, that is Dravya, Rogi, Rog, and the doctor in the correct phase. So today I am talking about the Dravya, which means Ayurvedic medicines. So Ayurvedic medicines is consist of 80% of plant sources, which are which only the only way to get it is the farming, that is the traditional way of cultivation of medicinal plants. But nowadays we are suffering from a very much of global warming, deforestation, and hello, am I audible? Hello?
Yes, doctor, you are audible. Please continue.
Yeah. That the deforestation, global warming, and the soil pollution are the main constituents which harming our farming system, and there is a need of there is a need of finding other pathways to alternative the propagation method, which is the only farming. So the plant tissue culture plays an important role in this scenario. So the plant tissue culture is that means the 1 second. So can I move to the last slide, please? Yeah. The role of tissue culture in the Ayurvedic medicines, it is it is for the production of potent and effective raw material for Ayurvedic preparation. It is to insecure the endangered and red listed species which are enlisted by IUCN for the medicinal plant in India, which are having a fear of extinction in near future, or already extincted or rare species, which are very useful in the medicinal preparations with their specific properties. So to maintain potency and quality, that is Saviryata of medicinal plant, the Saviryata consisting of the main gunas, that is Rutu, Bija, field, and the good soil and good water, which may not we get today for the medicinal plants. To produce the climate specific variety in laboratory for commercial use, it is because of some plant species are very specific to climate, so they are only finding a Himalayan region or the Dakshin Maharashtra region or the Uttar Bharat region only. We are not getting it everywhere from the for the use for commercial use. It is to avoid the substitution and adulteration of medicinal plant due to lack of production. That is, we are having many drugs as abhav pratinidhi dravya we are using today, because the main dravyas which are yukta in Charakokta gan or Sushrutokta gan are not found today's today's scenario. That's why we are using the abhav pratinidhi dravya, that is substitution for the same, and also the adulteration in the dravyas, which is a main headache for today's practitioners, that we can avoid with the help of tissue culture. The tissue culture consists of many types, that is primary tissue culture and secondary tissue culture. Also there are the methods of tissue culture, which are organ tissue culture, single cell tissue culture, callus culture, shoot culture, and embryo culture, like this. So the plants tissue culture techniques can be very effective if the efficacy of plant produced from PTC has to be determined, even though there is a botanically and genetically similarity in both plants. Plant material obtained from PTC can be ideologically acceptable when the tissue culture principles analyzed in details in view of certain Ayurvedic principles. Thank you.
Thank you, Doctor. So next I invite Dr. Pannaga in Terakundi.
Yes, ma'am. Am I audible?
Yes, Doctor.
Is my slide visible now?
Yeah, it's sharing, Doctor. Yes, it's visible now.
Are they moving?
Okay. Yes, it's in the first slide.
A very warm evening to all. I'm Dr. Pannaga in Terakundi. Yes. A very warm evening to one and all. Studies in Rashastra and Vaishya Kalpana from SDM College of Ayurveda, Udupi. I'm going to present a topic titled Gairika, a potential dravya for Hridayavarana Chikitsa. Introduction. Hridaya is the entity in the body which acts as central being that supports the framework of the body system. It's so described as one of the sites of prana. Acharya describes Hridaya as a marma which is located in the urus and between the sthana and near to that of Amashaya Dwara. And it is told to be the site for all the three manasika gunas, that is Raja, Tama and Sattva. Furthermore, in the context of marma, it is said to be Shiraja Sadhyo Pranahara marma, and Acharya Punarvasu Atreya includes Hridaya in Koshtangas. So when we come to the shape of Hridaya, it is told to be as Hridaya is the Mula of Pranavaha Shotas, and it is said to be looked like a Kamala. It is the seat for Sadhaka Pitta and Ojas. Hridaya circulates the Shuddha Rakta all over the body with the help of Vyana Vata. So methodology for this, what I had done was an effort was made to collect all the references pertaining to Hridaya, Hridroga, Hridayavarana, Ratna Samuchaya, etc. And intermission of the same was done using fundamental principles of Ayurveda. So when we come to the Hridroga Nidana, Vyayama, Guru Tikshna, Ruksha, Ushna, Tikta, Ati Virechana, Ati Basti, Chinta, Bhaya, Trasa, Gadati-charya, Chardi Sangrahana, Aghata, Virudha Hashana, Ajirnashana, Asatmyashana, Atiprasanga. All these cause relate to the Nidana of Hridroga, where after Nidana Sevana, Ama Utpatti takes place, by which Tridosha Prakopa happens, which will further hamper the Rasadhatu, leading to Rasadhatu Dishti, and its Sanchara, the Sanchara Sthana is towards the Hridaya, causing Hridroga. Here doshas are Tridoshajanya, Upadoshas are Vyana Prana, Sadhaka, Kledaka, and Avalambaka. Dusha is Rasarakta, Upadhatu is Tvacha, Mala is Purisha, Dhatu Mala is Kapha and Pitta, Agni is Jataragni, Dhatvagni and Bhutagni, Ama is Agnichanya, Shotas is Rasavaha, Raktavaha and Pranava Shotas, Shotodushti is Sangha and Vimargagamana, Sanchara is from two Rasavaha and Raktavaha, Dhamanis, and Adhisthana is Hridaya, Savahava is Ashukari, and Rogam Marga is Madhyama. And it is told to be of 5 types, namely Vataja, Pittaja, Kaphaja, Tridoshaja, and Krimija. When we come across the Hridaya Varna, it refers to Hridaya Varnam, Hridaya Rakshanakama Aushadam. This is told in the context of Visha Chikitsa as per the Chakrapani. Hridaya Varna refers to measure used to create a protective covering around the heart. And when we look across the drugs which are told for Hridaya Varna, these are the following drugs which are told in the Brihatrayi, and the one which I have highlighted is the Gairika. So when we move on to Gairika, Gairika is a Parthiva Dravya classified in the group of Bhauma Dravya, Shonita Sthapana Dashemani, Uparasa, Suvarnadi Varga, and Upadhatu of Loha. Chiefly, Gairika is subclassified into 3 types: Suvarna Gairika, Pashana Gairika, and Samana or Kevala Gairika. Suvarna Gairika is considered to be best among the types. Chemically, it is a hydrated form of ferric oxide, that is the hematite ore. The drug is available almost all around India. Singhbhumi of Bihar is the rich source for Gairika. So when we see the Grahe Lakshana, the Gairika, which is Snigdha, Atyanta Shonita, and Mritsana should be collected. It has Snigdha and Laguguna, Madhura Vipaka, Madhura Rasa, and Shita Virya, along with the karmas of Tapahara, Shita Virya, Balya, Ropana, Rakta Shodaka, and Pitta Nashana. And it is indicated in Rakta Pitta, Daha, Chardi, Visha, Hikka, Asrangara, Netra Roga, Udarda, Kandu, Vrana, and Jvara. So the Shodhana for this Gairika has been told in 2 methods. One is Bhavana method and another one is the Bharjana method. For Bhavana method, Gokshira is to be used, and Bhavana is done in a Loha Patra for 7 times to get Shuddha Gairika. And in Bharjana method, you have Ashuddha Gairika and Goghita, which is done Bharjana in Mandagni to get Shuddha Gairika. So discussion point when we come across here, we can see that the utility of Amla Rasa, Laghu, Snigdha, and Shita Virya Pradhana Dravyas are highly beneficial in Hridroga as Nidana Parivarjana, as the opposite gunas or the rasas help in inculcating the disease. Furthermore, even though Amla Rasa is said to be Shrestha Hridya, Chakrapani Datta quoted Madhura Rasa Dravyas as Hridya. Shita Guna is quoted as Jivaniya, Karma of Snigdha Guna is Valyavardhaka, along with Dhatu Sangrahanaka is said to be Avyakta. That is, the Purvarupa of Hridroga cannot be analyzed. It is a challenge for physician to prescribe a safe and effective medicine. Recent studies have showed the cardioprotective activity of nanoparticles of iron in form of oxide, along with the study of preparation of nanoparticles using liquid sputtering method. Here, the liquid sputtering method can be compared to our bhavana, where we are using a non-soluble liquid in a solute, and we are going to triturate it till fineness. And furthermore, in Rasaratna Sara, Evam Siddhi Saprayoga Sangraha quotes 2 chief formulation available in the market of Gairika as Hridya, that is Laghusuta Shekhar Rasa and Kamaduga Rasa. So in conclusion, we can conclude that the Subhavita Shuddha Gairika is a Prashashta Bheshaja for Hridaya Varana Upakrama and its qualities of being safe, effective, and abundance. Further research in terms of clinical trials are required to evaluate the efficacy and standardization for the therapeutic protocol for prophylaxis in cardiac conditions. These are my references. Thank you.
Thank you, Doctor. So next I invite Dr. Annette Thomas. I invite Dr. Annette Thomas. So,
Yes, ma'am.
okay, doctor. Doctor, please start.
Okay, ma'am.
It's visible, doctor. Please start. Dr. Annette.
Yes, ma'am.
Just start, doctor.
Good evening, all. I welcome you all for my presentation. A combined effect of Jaloka Vicharana and Triflakwada Parishega in chronic venous ulcer case report. Myself, Dr. Annette Thomas, finally PG College Department of Shalitandra, STMC Udupi.
Dr. Annette. Dr. Annette, is there any problem?
Hello, Dr. Annette. Please unmute, doctor.
Ma'am, can you open my PPT? Hello, ma'am.
Dr. Sabin.
1 minute, doctor.
Okay.
Doctor, please start the session, doctor.
Okay. Can you show next slide? In introduction, venous stasis is a pathological chronic condition that causes significant morbidity and reduce quality in life in affected patient. 50% of venous ulcer due to varicose vein and 50% are due to post-phlebitis limb. Venous ulceration occurs in the greatest area in 95% cases, especially around malleolar region. According to Ayurveda, it can be considered as Dushtavrana. Treatment of Dushtavrana has been explained under Shashti Upakrama by Acharya, which can be categorized as Ashtaveda Shastrakarma, Stanika Shodhana Ropana, Sarvadehika Shodhana like Vamana Virajana, etc. Present study based on Stanika Shodhana in the form of Kashaya Parishega and Rektamokshana. Trifalakwada has been selected for Parishega and Jaloka has been taken for the Rektamokshana. Moving on to next slide. Patient named Ramananda. Next slide. A male patient, not known case of diabetes mellitus hypertension, was apparently normal before 5 years. Gradually, he developed pain over left lower limb due to exercise training for the entire 1 day by standing. Later, he developed formation of boil, which gradually burst within 1 month and formed an ulcer, presenting with mild pain, itching, burning sensation, watery discharge. For that, he considered allopathic physician, but no relief obtained. Now he complains of above symptoms with itching more at night times, pain got more while during walking, standing, surrounding that area.
For better treatment, he came to our OPD. History of past illness mentioned as diagnosed case of varicose veins since 2 years, personal history, diet mixed, bowel regular, appetite good, maturation normal, sleep sound, and habits nil. Next slide. General examination, systemic examination of the patient was normal. Moving on to next slide, Vrana examination. Next slide. On inspection, site number 1, site was lateral aspect above angle joint covering 1/3 of the left leg. Shape was irregular. Size of 13 centimeter to 8 centimeter to 0.2 mm. Floor covered with a slough with spots of granulation tissue. Edge was sloping edge. Discharge seropurulent discharge. Surrounding area brownish discoloration. On palpation, temperature raised compared to other limb. Temperature tenderness mild, base fixed, margin well defined. Regional lymph nodes was not palpable. Peripheral pulsation palpable. Posterior tibial artery was feeble. Moving on to Vrana Panchaga. The Vrana having Agriti of Vigrita, Varna Pitta Rektaja, Pida, Rekta, Snigda, Pandu Varna, Gandha was present, Srava Sarpisrava, Vedana, Toda, Kanda Ushnabhivritti. Here it is diagnosed as chronic venous ulcer, Dushta Vrana having Sannipadaja variety. Here we have given treatment as Jalukavacharana, first day on and on the 7th day, and Trifala Koda Parisheka and Jatithaila dressing and aseptic condition daily. For oral medication, we have given Trifala Gugulu 1 TAD, Gandhaka Rasayana 1 TAD. These were the pictures of before treatment, after treatment of the patient. On conclusion, chronic venous ulcer is here considered as Dushta Vrana based on its non-healing property and presenting symptoms. The combination of treatment, Jalukavacharana and Trifala Koda Parisheka helps in pacifying the dosha dushti by removing the dushta rekta from the site and by doing shodhana in the form of parisheka. This enhances the healing process by increasing the rate of granulation tissue and reduction in the symptoms. Thus, the combined effect of Sthanika dosha nirharana and shodhana of Vrana has been highlighted in the study. Thank you.
Thank you, doctor. Now I invite Dr. Veena P. I invite Dr. Veena.
Hello, Dr. Veena, are you there?
Yes, sir. Good evening, one and all. Am I audible?
Audible, doctor.
Okay.
The screen is not visible, doctor.
Okay.
Dr. Veena.
Can you show my PPT, ma'am?
Okay, doctor. I will share for you, doctor.
Okay, sir.
Doctor, please start the session, doctor.
Am I audible?
Audible, doctor. Please start, doctor.
Okay. Good evening, one and all. Thyroid cancer is the most pervasive endocrine cancer worldwide. The incidence of thyroid cancer is on the rise, and this disease is projected to become the fourth leading type of cancer across the globe. From 1990 to 2013, the global age standardized incidence rate of thyroid cancer increased by 20%. So with this introduction, I welcome you all to my seminar topic presentation entitled Benign and Malignant Disease of Thyroid. Myself, Dr. Veena P., third year PG scholar from the Department of Shalyatantra, STMCA Udupi, under the valuable guidance of all the faculty members of Shalyatantra. The basic classification related with neoplasm of thyroid is benign and malignant. Benign are common, whereas malignant can occur in any patients with benign neoplasm. The commonest benign neoplasm is thyroid adenoma. It includes follicular adenoma and papillary adenoma. And different types of malignant tumors seen in thyroid gland are papillary carcinoma, follicular carcinoma, anaplastic carcinoma, medullary carcinoma. Rarely it can be secondary from other tumors from breast, lungs, kidney, and colon. Commonest benign neoplasm is thyroid adenoma, in which follicular adenoma often present as solitary nodule. The patient will present with single nodule. Sometimes it can be cystic, sometimes it can be solid or partially cystic or partially solid. Papillary adenoma is benign neoplasm showing papillary processes. It is a rare condition. This is the relative incidence of the CA. First one is papillary carcinoma. 80% of the thyroid cancer in children are papillary carcinoma, present with asymptomatic nodule within the thyroid, and it is the most slow-growing among malignant tumors of the thyroid. Next is follicular carcinoma. It is often an asymptomatic, slowly enlarging thyroid nodule. It occurs in older age group, and patient may be having a long history of goiter, and follicular carcinoma is having bad prognosis. So next is how to differentiate follicular adenoma and follicular carcinoma. It cannot be reliably distinguished on clinical, isotopic, ultrasonic or cytological ground. Only reliable method of making the distinction is by careful histological examination for evidence of capsular or angioinvasion. Next is medullary carcinoma. Thyroid gland composed of follicles or follicular cells and parafollicular C cells, which secretes calcitonin. So medullary carcinoma is originated from the parafollicular C cells. Microscopically, it does not show the typical follicular pattern of the thyroid gland, but it is composed of a solid mass of cells and hence it is called medullary. Anaplastic carcinoma. 10 to 15% of malignant tumors of the thyroid. It usually affects patients over 50 years of age. Presence of mitosis is very characteristic in this CA. Present with enlarged thyroid may or may not be painful. This is the TNM classification. Spread of thyroid cancer can be direct spread, blood spread, or lymphatic spread. Next is how to diagnose thyroid neoplasm. Based on the condition, different diagnostic tools can be used. Includes ultrasonography, thyroid function test, FNAC, radioactive scan, CT, MRI, chest radiography. Role of ultrasound in thyroid disease. Commonly used in the diagnosis of localized thyroid swelling, highly accurate in determining the physical characteristics of a swelling. So this test is mainly used to differentiate cystic from solid lesion. But ultrasound is highly inaccurate in predicting the underlying pathology. FNAC in thyroid swelling. It is useful to differentiate between benign and malignant. Then in all thyroid diseases, especially when there is a nodule or multiple nodules. It is useful in lymphoma, anaplastic CA, and medullary CA. Not very useful in follicular CA. It is a simple technique quickly performed in OPD basis and highly sensitive in papillary CA of thyroid. FNAC. It is a fine needle non-aspiration cytology. This is one of the recent articles says that FNAC should be used instead of FNAC for less hemorrhagic and more cellular material, since thyroid is a highly vascular gland. USG guided FNAC. Important advantages of UG FNAB over FNAB is the possibility of puncturing non-palpable nodules. Thyroid function test. Not very useful as diagnostic test since most of the patients with thyroid cancer and benign thyroid swellings are euthyroid. Radioactive scan. It is very helpful to differentiate hot from cold nodules. Hot nodules are unlikely to be carcinoma and indicate to be toxic nodules. Cold nodules are suspicious. They may be cystic or solid. Incidence of carcinoma in cold solitary swelling is about 15 to 20%. These are the surgical treatments. Lobectomy and thyroidectomy can be done. Ayurvedic correlation can be correlated under Galaganda. Moving on to conclusion, thyroid neoplasm can well be correlated with Galaganda, also to Medhaja Galaganda. The fact of malignant transformation and metastasis of tumors are explained in Ayurveda as Atyarbudha and Divarbudha respectively. Thank you, Ananda.
Thank you. And next we have a poster presentation. And I invite Dr. Ekta Vijay Deshmukh. I invite Dr. Ekta Vijay Deshmukh. Hello, Dr. Ekta. If you are there, just unmute and respond. So now I invite Dr. Priyanka Sunil Chowdhury for the poster presentation. I invite Dr. Priyanka. Dr. Priyanka. Hello, Dr. Priyanka. Now I invite Dr. Komal Phele. I invite Dr. Komal Phele. Dr. Komal, please unmute yourself. Dr. Komal. Dr. Komal.
Ma'am,
Hello, doctor.
am I audible?
Yes, doctor, please start.
Okay. Sure. Can I start?
Yes, doctor, please.
Good evening, all of you. Myself, Dr. Komal Bele, PG Scholar, 3rd year, Dravaguna Department, from Sumati Bhaisha Ayurved Mahavidyalaya, Hadapsar, Pune. Thanks to my guide and HOD, Dr. Vaidya Sreekutty ma'am. I am presenting the topic on conceptual study of the KUSHTA with reference to tinea or ringworm. There is a lot of incidence and increasing the skin problem in people. General practitioner daily deals with skin problem patients, and the prevalence is 39% over the world population. There are many types of skin infections, generally genetic infections, autoimmune infection, allergy, occupational, and this causes the 4 ways affects the individual, that causes discomfort, disfigurement, disability, and sometimes it causes the death. Skin is mostly affected by the fungal infection. There are lots of reasons behind that. And this Ayurveda, the fungal infection is termed as or correlated as a Dadru Kushta, that is tinea or ringworm infection. The Dadru Kushta is included in Mahakushta by Acharya Sushruta and Bhagavad, and Shudra Kushta by Acharya Charaka. This Dadru Kushta is classified in 2 types. The Dalhanacharya, which is commented on the Sushruta Samhita, they classified as Sita and Asita. Sita means it shows that this is the similar to the skin color, and the pathology is mild pathology, and it goes Sita, Tamra, Asita. Asita means goes to the black color. It means Sita is Sita is for the less pathology, and Asita is means Satya Sadhyatva goes behind the Asadhyatva, and Sita is Sadhya. In modern disease, it is divided into superficial and deep. The superficial is restricted to only the superficial layer of the skin, nails, hairs, and deep is goes to systemic involvement in the patients like immunocompromised AIDS and the patients who is on a corticosteroid therapy. Then the symptoms of the KUSHTA means dermatophytosis are similar to each other. The definition which is mentioned in Ashtanga Hridaya, which is similar to the mentioned in ringworm infection. It is characterized as Kandu, Utsanna Mandala, Raga, Pidaka, lesions that similar to tortoise means then the causative organisms, there are three types: trichophyton, microsporon, bidermophyton, which is clearly visible on under the microscope. The solution KOH, which is used for the staining. Then clinical features which correlates with the tinea or ringworm infection. Pidaka, are like the pustules. Kandu means itching. Utsanna, that is the skin elevations. Mandala means they causes the annular scaly patches. Raga, sometimes there is rag or sometimes there is a similar to the skin, that is erythema. Chirothana means sometimes slow onset or sometimes it spreads that's faster. Shotha means similar to the inflammation. Atasi pushpa varna, sometimes it is the color is like the atasi pushpa. It sometimes it subsides itself or it causes recurrence. There is types of tinea according to the affected lesions. Tinea capitis, which is on scalp or hair. Tinea corporis, which is on hair, skin of limb and trunk. Tinea pedis is like a tinea pedis, which is in the especially for the lower limb between the feet, or tinea cruris, which is on a growing region, perineum, thigh. These are the commonly tinea cruris, which is commonly seen in the patient because of sweating is there, and the hairy area. Tinea manum, which is on a palm. Tinea unjum, which is on a nails. Tinea badvi, which is on a beard. Vyavachhedak Nidan, differential diagnosis. According to modern and Ayurveda, PAMA means can be correlated with the scabies. In PAMA, the symptoms which is pidaka that are scattered overall, that not from the circle, or the pidaka are white and black in color, which is different in colors. Vicharchika can be correlated with the echisma. Pidaka with Brusha strava. There is a strav, and in the dhru there is a nothing. There is no symptoms like Brusha strava. The dhru or tinea in symptoms like pidaka, varna, atasi pushpa, or tamra varna, or mandala, which causes round patches. Nidan Panchak. Nidan, the Acharya says different type of nidan, yani nidan, or which is called as hetu, or which causes the kushta. Ati snigdha, ati amla, ati lavana, virudhahar, milk and different food combinations, excess use of tila taila, radish, curd at night, ajirna bhojan, ati bhojan, vihar, using of tight clothes, using intimate objects, excessive sweating can causes from soil to person, from affected person, or humidity, poor hygiene condition, petting or animal grooming, using public shower, and other causes are immunosuppressive drugs, weak immune system, and obesity. The Purvarupar Kandu Pidaka Raga Mandala and Rupar Kandu Pidaka causing the ringworm like structure, which is Utsanna Parimandala Pidaka. Upashay means relief. The application of ointment externally can causes the relief on lesion. Samprapti Ghatak, Nidan, Dosha, Dushya, Adhishtan, and Rogamarga. The Acharya says Nidan, which is Hetu, Ahara Hetu, Vihara Hetu, and other than this. Dosha are three dosha, mainly Kushta deal with the three doshas, and the Acharya says this disease means Dadru is Kapha Pitta Pradhana Vyadhi. Dushya. Acharya says the Saptako Dushya Sangraha in Kushta, that is Tvaka, Rakta, Mansa, Lasika, and three doshas. Adhishtan, which is Twacha. Sometimes it goes to the Mansa, and beyond this, Roga Marga is Bahya Roga Marga. The management in modern science, there is two types of management, that is topical and systemic. The topical may causes the relief, but when there is a systemic involvement, there is need to be given the systemic drugs and topical drugs, which is terbinafine, itraconazole. Ayurvedic management, which is more important, and there is the Acharya says the detailed management of Ayurvedic detailed management of Kushta, that means Nidan Parivarjan, to avoid the triggering factor which causes the recurrence of this. Then Shodhana Chikitsa. Shodhana Chikitsa depends on the patient's bala, age. Shodhan Chikitsa includes Purva Karma, Pradhana Karma. Purva Karma includes Abhyanga, Snehana, Svedana, and Snehapan. Pradhan Karma, Vamana, Virechana, Rapta Mokshan. Shamana Chikitsa. Shamana Chikitsa includes two types of Chikitsa, Antaparimarjan and Bahiparimarjan. The Antaparimarjan includes Bhasma, Vati, Churna, Kwatha, Asava, Arishta, Gruta, Lehya, Ekala Dravya. The Bhasma, there are many Bhasma, Vati, Churna, which is used in Kushta Vyadhi. Example, Arogyavardhini Vati, Mahakalyana Gruta. Bahya Parimarjan. Bahya Parimarjan means external applications in terms of Lepa, Taila, Kalka, and the Rasayan Chikitsa. Rasayan Chikitsa is most important to avoid the recurrence of Kushta. The Rasayan Chikitsa includes Gandhaka Rasayan, Haridra Rasayan, Haritaki Rasayan, Tuvaraka Rasayan, and Bhallatak Rasayan. Thank you.
Thank you, doctor. So next I invite Dr. Ekta. I invite Dr. Ekta Vijay Deshmukh.
Dr. Ekta, hello.
Dr. Ekta, if you are there, just unmute and respond. So next I invite Dr. Dakshada Anil Tamare. I invite Dr. Dakshada.
Hello, good evening.
Good
Am I
evening,
audible?
doctor. Yes, doctor.
Yeah, wait. सुरू झालं वाटतं माझं. Yeah, good evening all. My topic is concept of Swarna Prashan in
So
Ayurveda.
please share your screen.
Is it visible?
No, doctor.
Wait. It's not.
Dr. Sadbin?
Hello, doctor.
Can you please share for Dr. Dakshada?
Where
Dr.
can I?
Dakshada?
Yes, where can I share? Can I share on WhatsApp?
Okay, Dr. Dakshada, I will check, doctor. 1 minute.
Yeah, wait. Should I send it to Sabin? Dr. Sabin?
Doctor,
1
please
minute,
wait.
doctor. Doctor, we will call you next, doctor. Dakshada.
Okay, fine. Sorry for the
Now
inconvenience.
it's okay, doctor. So now I invite Dr. Vishnu Priya. I invite Dr. Vishnu Priya. So, Dr. Ekta Deshmukh. Dr. Ekta.
Hello.
Just start your presentation now.
Yeah, I'm sharing
So
my
that
poster
please share the screen.
presentation over here. The topics for my poster presentation is breastfeeding benefits according to the Ayurveda. According to Charak, breast milk is Jivanam, Bruhanam, Satmya, Snehanam, Manusham, Payam. It is described in Charak Sutrastan 27. Breast milk, according to Charak, is Jivanam, that is enlivening to the baby. It provides all the important micro and macronutrients to the baby. Secondly, it is Bruhanam, that is nourishing to the baby. Satmya, that is, it is the most Satmya beneficial milk congenial to the baby. Apart from cow milk, buffalo milk, this can be given after 6 months, but up to 6 months, mother's milk is the most Satmya milk to the baby. And Snehanam, that is, it provides the required oil to the baby, Snehan to the baby, and release dryness in the baby. The benefits of breastfeeding, according to Ayurveda, more or less same like that of modern. In modern medicine too, it is described that breast milk provides the immunity necessary to fight the various bacterial and viral infections. It provides most nutrients like carbohydrates, proteins, fats to the baby. Protects the baby from various diseases because of the immunoglobulins antibodies provided from the breast milk. The mother who breastfeeds her baby herself gets benefit from the breastfeeding, like she's protected from all the cardiovascular diseases. So each mother should start breastfeeding as soon as the birth of the baby because of the benefits of breastfeeding. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Ekta. So next I invite Dr. Dakshada.
Hello, Dr. Dakshada.
Yeah, good evening.
Doctor, please start the session, doctor.
Here. Myself, Dr. Dakshata Anil Damre. I'm a PG scholar in MD Pediatrics. I'm a third year student. So today's topic is concept of Swarna Prashana in Ayurveda. So what exactly is Swarna? Next slide. What exactly is Swarna Prashana? The literal meaning of Swarna Prashana is consumption of gold. Swarna in Sanskrit word meaning gold and Prashana means consumption. The process in which the Swarna Bhasma with other herbal extract taken in the form of semi-liquid and given to the children orally is called Swarna Prashana. It is a unique method of immunization which helps the children to boost up the intellect power and produce non-specific immunity in the body. Next slide. So what are the ingredients in the Swarna Bindu Prashan? So we take first ingredient is Shuddha Swarna Bhasma. Second is the Shuddha Madhu. Third is Shuddha Medhya Aushadhi Siddha Ghruta. Next slide. So why Swarna is used? Swarna is used in the Swarna Prashan Bindu because it has lots of qualities like properties like Medha Vardhana, Agni Vardhana, Bala Vardhana, its Vrusha, and in is and its Aushadhi Karaha. The importance of second ingredient, that is Shuddha Madhu. So Madhu is nothing but the collection of pollen grains by bees. In today's life, it is observed that the pollen grains acquire a great percentage in producing an allergic reaction, leading to many disorders. So main reason for using the Madhu in Swarna Prashan Bindu is that when the Madhu is administered in low doses, it itself gradually develops resistance for allergen and it remains unaffected by allergen. So the importance of third ingredient, which is Shuddha Medhya Aushadhi Siddha Ghruta. The Ghruta has unique property of acquiring the gunas of dravyas which are added to it. So Medhya Aushadhis like Manduk Parni, Brahmi, Guduchi, Yashti Madhu, Vacha, etc. are added to the Ghruta, and accordingly to the procedure it is prepared. This Ghruta is used in increasing the mental ability of the children. So what is the appropriate age for giving the Suvarna Prashana? The Suvarna Prashan can be given from childhood until the age of 16 years of age. Next slide. So what is the exact time of administration? So Suvarna Prashan can be given on daily basis, early in the morning, empty stomach, or at least on a Pushya Nakshatra a day, which happens to come after every 27th day. It is considered as auspicious nakshatra amongst others. It is also called the star of nourishment. The word itself translates to the nourishers. Next slide. So in our Sahitas, Kashyap Sahita, Kashyapa has mentioned the importance of Swarna Prashana. That is Swarna Prashanam Hetan, Medha Agni Bala Vardhanam, Ayusham Mangalam Punyam, Vrisham Varnya Graha Paha. What it increases the Medha, that is intellect. It increases the Agni, Bala, Ayushya, Mangalam, Punyam, Vrisham, Varnya, and Grahapaha. So in short, the benefits of Swarna Prashan in children are multidimensional. In a nutshell, Swarna Prashan can be named as a positive healthcare program for the children. Thank you.
Thank you, doctor. So next I invite Dr. Priyanka Sunil Chowdhury.
Good evening. I, Dr. Priyanka Sunil Chowdhury. I'm sharing my poster presentation. My poster, something from WhatsApp images.
Dr. Priyanka, please start.
My poster presentation topic on management of Kushta by Ayurvedic treatment.
Excuse me, doctor. Doctor, please share the screen.
Just a second.
WhatsApp image. इसका नहीं है तो WhatsApp image तो जो तो मैं से फोटो
Dr. Priyanka,
Just a second.
do you have any problem with screen sharing, doctor?
I can't share my slide.
Okay, okay, doctor. I will share for you, doctor.
Just a second.
Dr. Priyanka.
Doctor, please start the session, doctor. This is your post, doctor.
Thank you. My poster presentation topic on management of Kushta by Ayurvedic treatment. Introduction. Dysmenorrhea means painful menstruation of sufficient magnitude so as to incapacitate day-to-day activities. It has two types: primary menorrhea, dysmenorrhea, and secondary dysmenorrhea. And it has three varieties: spasmodic, congestive, and membranous. In modern medicines, temporarily relieves the symptoms but due to Ayurvedic medicines, decreases the episodes and recurrence of disease, which providing the relief to the patients. Aims and objectives: to study the treatment of Kushta as per Ayurveda as a disease of Prajavaha Srotas. Methodology: study of Kushta treatment from Charak Samhita. Symptoms: suprapubic pain, radiating to thigh and back, nausea, vomiting, dizziness, diarrhea, and mostly no pelvic pathology. Treatment: न हि वाताधृते योनिर नारीना सन प्रदुष्यति शमयित्वा तमन्नस्य कुर्यात् दोषस्य भेषजम्. Reference from Charak Chikitsasan, मृदु विरेचन, निशोत्तर बहावा, बस्ती मेनली निशोत्तर सिद्ध तेल अणुवासन और दशमुलक्वात निरुह बस्ती, स्थानिक स्नेहन स्वेदन, तीळ तेल और धानवंतर तेल, पिचू, तगर आदि तेल, काश्मीरी आदि घृत. Yoni Dhawan, mostly Danti plus Tripura plus Guduchi combination, and Dashmulkvat Yoni Dhawan. Some of useful Ayurvedic drugs for Kushta as Shankavati, Shulaharvati, Sanjeevani Bhalataka Avaleha, Devadariyadikvat, Chandrapravavati, Vata Gajankush. Conclusion: this study revealed that the Ayurvedic treatment Vata Shamak is effective in the Kushta. Thank you.
Thank you, doctor. So now I invite Dr. Vishnupriya. Dr. Vishnupriya, just unmute and respond.
Hello, hi, good evening. I'm audible?
Audible,
Yes,
doctor.
Yeah, just I will share my screen.
Okay, doctor.
Dr.
Is it
Vishnupriya?
visible?
No, doctor.
Is it visible now?
Now visible,
Yes, doctor, it's visible, doctor.
Hi, good evening. I'm Dr. Vishnupriya, finally PG scholar, Department of Rasashastra and Vaishya Kalpana, Government Ayurvedic Medical College, Bangalore, under the guidance of Dr. Sreekutty ma'am. Going to have a presentation on the topic Rasa Yogas in Shirashula. Its definition: a headache is a pain or discomfort in the head, scalp, or neck. Headache is one of the most common of all human physical complaints. Headache is actually a symptom rather than a disease, a stress response, vasodilation, skeletal muscle tension, or a combination of factors. There are mainly 4 types of headache: Tension, type of headache, migraine, cluster, and other types of headache. Tension headache, it is mostly common type of headache, is characterized by bilateral location. It is usually mild or moderate intensity and not aggravated by physical activity. Migraine headache is a recurring pain characterized by unilateral or bilateral throbbing pain. Migraine type of headache occurs more in females than males. It is associated with anatomical or nervous system dysfunction. Cluster headache. It involves repeated headache that can occur for weeks to months at a time, followed by a period of remission. Clinical manifestation: pain around the eyes, forehead, cheeks, nose, and gums, swelling around the eyes, and facial flushing. Other type of headache. This type of headache may be the first symptom of the underlying illness. It may be extracranial, like sinusitis, otitis media, and intracranial vasculitis, dissection, central vein thrombosis, etc. And metabolic disorders like carbon dioxide retention and carbon monoxide poisoning. As per Ayurveda, the treatment approach will be, according to the doshic predominance, it will be mainly Vadaja, Pittaja, and Kaphaja. The Nidana and Dosha Dushti, like Dhuma, Atapa Seva, Rajo, Atisuveda, which result in Pitta, Rakta Koba, Abhigada and Ama, which result in Tridosha Koba, Jalakrida, Diva Swapna, Tushara Sevna, Atyambupana will result in Kapacha Koba, Nisha Jagarna, Ati Maiduna, Bashpa Nigraha, Ati Vyayama, Adada Pradidikshana, Vega Dharana, Ucha Bashna, Pralapa, Ati Rodana, it will result in Vadaja Koba, and Purovada will result in Vada Kapacha Koba. Samprapti mainly Nidhana, which result in the Vada Tridosha Koba, and which in turn Rakta Dhatu Doshti will be there and get Ashraya in Shiras. The general management of Shiro Roga will include Svetana, Nasya, Dhumapana, Virejana, Lepa, Vamana, Langana, Shirovasti, Rakta Mokshna, Agni Karma, Upanama, and Purana Grita, Shastika Shali Sevana. Vadaja Shirishula, mainly the Shushruda, according to Shushruda, Yasya Nimittam Shiriso Shulam, Tivram Nishicha Adimadram. According to Vagpada, Toda in Shanga, Veda in Dhada, Pratadiva Vedana in Guru Madhya Lalada, Swanandaha Srotam Nikshukshike Vakshi, Gurna Tivashira, Sarva Sandipya Jade, Grana Strava, Prakasha Akshamata. And its Upashaya is Bandhovatava, Snehana, and Svetana. Internally, we can give Ekanga Vira Rasa, Mahavada Vidamsina Rasa, Samira Panaga Rasa, Siddha Magaradwaja, Shirashula Vajra Rasa, Manasa Mitra Vataka, Drakshadi Kashaya, Varunati Krita, Vidyarati Krita. Externally, Lepa, Rasnadi Churna with lemon juice, Bala Taila with Rasna Churna Talam, Shira Bala Tailam, Taila Dara with Vadhara Taila like Mahanarayana Taila and Shira Bala Taila. Shiro Abhyanga with Asana Vidwadi. Proper Patya can also be advised. Shodhana Virejana with Gandharva Stati. Nasya with Anu Taila or Shira Bala. Pratimarsha Nasya with Kugumadit Taila. Pittaja Shirishula. Rupa, according to Shushruda, Yes Yoshmanam, Angara Chittam, Yatheva, Dakyade, Dupyade, Shirisho, Shiro Akshinasa. Vagpada, Jwara, Sweda, Morsha, Charaka, Krishna, and Brahma. Upashaya, symptoms relieved by cold application and at night time. Internally, we can give Drakshadi Kashaya, Shanga Basma, Chandrakala Rasa, Suta Shekara Rasa, Lalgu Suta Shekara Rasa, Kama Dugga Rasa, and Avipatigara Churna. Externally, Kachuradi Churna with Jala or Talam or Lepa. Shodhana Virejana with Avipati Churna, Trivar Treha with Raksha Kashaya, Nasya with Shira Bala Durvati Krita. Kafaja Shirishula, Rupa, Shiro Galam Yasya Kafo Batikam, Aruji, Gurutvam, Alasyam Pratistabda, Nispandana, Hima, Tandra, Chunakshi Kudam, and Anupshaya by increase in night. Internally, we can give Agni Kumara Rasa, Kafaketu Rasa, Lakshmi Vilasa Rasa, Mahalakshmi Vilasa Rasa, Swasa Kudara Rasa, Tribhuvana Kirti Rasa, Chandrakanta Rasa, Shringa Vasma, Dashamulakadutrayam, Varunadi Kashayam, and Vyagradi Kashayam. Externally, Nagara Churna Levam, steam inhalation with halide drops or Tulsi Alka, Shodhana, Anasya with Anudaya. Shirishula, it can be one among the Nanatmaja Vyadhis of Vada. Symptom in Visha Vega like Luta Visha and Moshika Visha. Common Lakshana in Vega Ruda. Symptom in Shodho Gada Vyadhis and symptom in Netra Gada Rogas. On moving now, Rasa Vahasrodhas, Jwara, like Vadaja, Vada Pittaja, Vada Kafaja, Sandipatika, and Vishama Jwara, Shirishula is a symptom. In this, we can give Inguleshwara Rasa, Mrityunjaya Rasa, Jayamangala Rasa, and Ananta Bhairava Rasa. Next, Amavada, Amavatari Rasa, Ananta Bhairava Rasa, Mahalakshmi Vilasa Rasa, Shula Vajrini Rasa, Naradiya Lakshmi Vilasa Rasa. Rakta Vahasrodhas, we can give Rakta Pitta, Sudhaniti Rasa, Vashadi Prayoga, Rakta Pittandagaloha, Pushmanda Ganda, Kapartha Rasma. In Vadarakta, Tala Basma, Rasa Manikya, Mrityunjaya Rasa, Anna Peti Sindura, Rasa Sindura, Nityananda Rasa, Gandaga Basma. Masuriga, in Kafaja Masuriga, Gandaga Rasayana, Kasasa Basma, Swarna Makshiga Basma, Arogya Vardini Rasa, Pravala Panchamrita Rasa, Swarna Vanga. In Mamsa Vahasrodhas, Arshas, in both Vadaja and Kafaja, Shirishula is a symptom where we can give Arsha Kudara Rasa, Chandra Prabhavadi, Grahani Kapada Rasa, Agni Tundi Rasa, Agni Kumara Rasa, Ramapada Rasa, Sarvanga Sundari Rasa, Gangayana Gudiga, Nagarjunapura Rasa. In Asti Majja Vahasrodhas, Apatantraga, Vada Gajangusha Rasa, Vadari Rasa, Chintamani Rasa, Lakshmi Vilasa Rasa, Vada Vidumsana Rasa, Sarvanga Sundara Rasa, Trailoke Chintamani Rasa. Ardhita, Vishatinduga Vadi, Brahatpada Chintamani Rasa, Malla Garba Potli, Samira Pannaga Rasa, Tamra Garba Potli, Eganka Veera Rasa, Kampa Vadari Rasa, Mangalatwaja, Malla Sindura. Anna Vahasrodhas, Vishujiga, Apikumara Rasa, Lavangadi Vadi, Shanka Vadi, and Chintamani Rasa. Amla Pitta in Vada Gabaja, Amla Pitandaka Rasa, Avipatikara Churna, Mrityunjaya Rasa, Purna Chandrodaya Rasa, Shanka Vadi, Shungabra, Tatri Loka. Chardi, Vadaja, Pittaja, and Sannipadika. Chandradi Shirapaka, Chintamani Rasa, Ananda Bhairava Rasa, Panchamrita Parpadi, Pipalyadi Loha, Vada Vidumsana Rasa, Saptamrita Loha, Nagarjunapura Rasa. In Shula, Kafaja, Saptamrita Loha, Datri Loha, Sarvanga Sundara Rasa, Akti Dugha Rasa, Shula Gaja Kesari Rasa, Shira Shuladi Vajra Rasa, Inguleshwara Rasa, Tribhuvana Kirti Rasa, Kamadugha Rasa. Udhavarta, Ijja Bedi Rasa, Sarvanga Sundara Rasa, Sarvadobhadra Rasa. Anaha, Sarvadobhadra Rasa, Shringabra Rasa, Vada Vidums Rasa, Datri Loha. Gulma in Vadaja Gulma, Gulma Kalana Rasa, Abhyadi Vadi, Gangayana Vadi, Leshnadi Vadi, Vada Vidums Rasa, Trailoke Chintamani Rasa, Grihani Kapada Rasa, Kanaka Sundar Rasa, Sarvanga Sundar Rasa. Udaka Vahasrodhas, Krishna, Vadaja, Amra Jambu Adikwada, Shangavadi, Shringabra Rasa, Pipalyadi Loha. Prana Vahasrodhas in Kafaja, in Kasa, Vadaja Kasa, Lakshmi Vilasa Rasa, Kasa Kudara Rasa, Raupya Basma, Naga Basma, and Bharagyadi Kwada. Kafaja Kasa, Abhraga Basma, Malla Basma or Malla Siddura, Shila Basma or Shila Siddura, Naga Rasayana, Ratna Garba Botli, Vasa, Ushmandaga Kanda, Raswanadi Gurya. Swasa, Tamaga Shwasa, Shwasa Kudara Rasa, Loha Parpadi, Tamra Parpadi, Shwasa Kasa Chindavadi, Kafa Kedu Rasa, Amrita Palladaga, Shringabra Rasa, Tarisadi Modaka. Ikka, Pipalyadi Loha, Vedanga Loha, Chatapuka Rasa, Sarveshwara Rasa, Manika Rasa. In Rajekshma, Raja Mruganga Rasa, Ratna Garba Potli, Kanaka Sundar Rasa, Sarvanga Sundar Rasa, Chandra Prabhavati, Shringabra Rasa, Sarva Joranava, Mahalakshmi Vilasa Rasa. Artha Vahasrodhas, Muda Garma and Makalla, Deepyagadi Churna, Pratapa Langeshwara Rasa, Sudigavarana Rasa, Dhanvantram Tailavarti, Mano Vahasrodhas, Madatayam Prana, Pana Vipram, Ashtanga Lavana Churna, Akika Basma, Mukta Basma, Tarisa Patradi Lekha, Vrudvigadi Kashaya. Netra Gadaroha, Abhishanda, Padaja Abhishanda, Netrashini Rasa, Dainamrita Loha, Mukta Shukti Bhasma, Mukta Panchamrita Rasa, Pravada Panchamrita Rasa. Anyato Vada, Mahalakshmi Vilasa Rasa, Lakshmi Vilasa Rasa, Lagu Malini Vasanta Rasa, Saptamrita Loha, Datri Loha, Anna Vedi Siddura. In Visha Vega, Luda Visha, Lodra Sevyadi Kashayam, Tamra Basmam, Thatryadi Loha, Tapyadi Loha, Arogya Vardini Vadi. Mushika Visa, Neeli Garanjadi Kashaya, Shringabra Rasa, Charaka, Vega Roda, in Mutra Vega Roda, Abhyanga, Sweda, Avagaha, Trivadavasti, Avapidaga Snehana, Chandra Prabha Vadi, Shweta Parpadi, Swadishta Virejana Churna, Haritaki Churna, Avipatigara Churna. In Jiramba, Vadakna Ahara can be given. In Bhashma, Madhyam Priyakata, Swapna, Shavadu, Abhyanga, Sweda, Navana, Dhumapana, Uttara Bhaktika Krita, Vada Ara, Ahara. Shud Snigdha Ushna Lagu Bhojana, Nidra, Swapna Sambhahana, Manasa Mitra Vadaka. These are the Vedanahara yogas, Vedanahara drugs which are mentioned in Rasa Shastra, mainly Haritala, Manashila, Swarna, Rajata, Tamra, Kandaloha, Vanga, Naga, Kamsya, Gomedaga, Rajavrata, Tangana, And these are the references. Vishatenduga, Snuhikshira, Vatsanava, Ahipena, Tattura. These are the herbal drugs which can be used as Vedana Stava, Vedana Hara. And by this, I'm concluding my presentation and thank you.
Thank you, doctor. Next, I invite Dr. Ravishankar. I invite Dr. Ravishankar.
Dr. Ravishankar, are you there?
Yes, am I audible?
Audible, doctor.
Okay, sir, 1 minute.
Okay.
Is my screen visible, sir?
No, doctor, not visible.
No, doctor.
Now visible, doctor. Now visible.
Now, sir.
Your screen is visible, doctor. Please start the session.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Namaste all. I'm going to present a case on KITIBA KUSHTA. Myself, Dr. Ravishankar, second year PG scholar from Department of Agatantra, SDM College of Ayurveda, Hassan. This is the vital data of the patient by name Swami of 42 years. He is from Akkalgudu, Hassan. Consultant was Dr. Nataraj. Pradhana Vedana was complaint of blackish lesion over bilateral lower limb, upper limb, abdomen, back with itching and powdery discharge since 4 years associated with generalized weakness since 1 year. Vedana Vrutanta, patient was apparently healthy 4 years back. He gradually developed with blackish spot over right lower limb with itching. After 2 to 3 months later, he noticed the appearance of blackish stray lesions over bilateral upper limb,
Excuse me, Dr.
lower
Ravishankar.
limb, abdomen,
Doctor,
back
your
with
slide is
itching,
not
powder
moving,
discharge.
doctor.
For the above complaints, he consulted allopathic hospital and took medicine, but did not get any relief. So he consulted our hospital for better management. No history of diabetes mellitus, hypertension, thyroid dysfunction. Kulavrutantra also nothing was relevant.
Hello, Dr. Ravishankar.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Your screen is not moving, doctor. Your slide is not moving, doctor.
No, ma'am.
Now not moving,
No, doctor.
Hello.
So it's in the first slide now.
Yes, yes, sir.
Doctor,
Hello.
Doctor,
Hello?
it's only
Hello?
in the first slide. Please move.
Hello. Hello. Hello.
I think it has a network problem.
Please continue, doctor.
Now also, sir.
Dr. Ravishankar. So I think Dr. Ravishankar has some network issues.
Hello.
Hello, Dr. Ravishankar.
Hello.
Hello, doctor.
Doctor, you're audible.
Hello. Hello.
Hello, doctor. You are audible, doctor. Hello, Dr. Ravishankar. You are audible, doctor.
Can I share my PPT share screen once again?
Okay, doctor.
Sir, now is it moving, sir? Sir, is it moving now, sir?
Hello, doctor.
Hello.
It is in first slide, doctor. Not. Now, doctor. It is moving, doctor. It is moving.
Hello.
Hello, Dr. Ravishankar. Can you hear me, doctor?
Is it moving now, sir?
Moving, doctor,
Slides.
moving. Please continue, doctor. Please continue, doctor. Your slide is moving, doctor. Please continue.
Okay, sir. Maybe. Sorry about that. Hello. Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you. Puruvadi Vruttanta, not known case of diabetes mellitus, hypertension, thyroid dysfunction. Kulruttanta also nothing relevant. Menstruation was regular. Sleep was disturbed. Diet he was mixed. Non-veg weekly 3 to 4 times. Socio-economic status middle class. Treatment history taken allopathic medicine, but details were unknown. दशविध परीक्षा प्रकृति वात पित्त विकृति कफ वात सार अस्ति संहरण मध्यम प्रमाण मध्यम सात्म्य सर्वस्व सात्म्य सत्व मध्यम आहार शक्ति मध्यम व्यायाम शक्ति मध्यम वय मध्यम जनरल एग्जामिनेशन no abnormality detected, every values were normal. Anga pratyanga parikshas CVS CNS RS no abnormality detected. Integumentary system inspection, location bilateral upper limb, lower limb, back, abdomen. Shape was circular lesion. Color blackish white. Powdery discharge was present. Inflammation was present. Temperature raised was negative. Edema negative. Texture of lesion rough and scaly. Test Candle's test positive. Split sign negative. Kober's phenomenon was negative. Nidana Panchaka, Nidana was Mityahara Vihara, that is untimely food. Non-veg consumption weekly 3 to 4 times. Alcohol consumption 3 times. Pururupa was Kandu. Lakshana was blackish color lesions, itching, powder discharge. Samprapti Kataka, Dosha Kafvata, Dhatu Rasarakta, Amasama, Jatragni, Agni was Manda, Srotas Rasarakta, Srodhushti Prakara, Sangha Vimarga Gamana, Udbhavasthana Amashaya, Vyaktasthana Sarva Sharira. Differential diagnosis was Eka Kushta, Sigma Kushta, Kitiba Kushta. Final diagnosis was Kitiba Kushta. Chikitsa Sutra, Vatottereshu Sarpir Vamanam, Sleshmottereshu Kushteshu, Pittottereshu Moksharaktasya, Virachanam Chagre, which is according to Charaka, and Vaishya Ratnavali, Shashte Mase, Siramoksham, Pratimasam, Virachanam, Pratipaksham Chavamanam Kushte, Lepam Triha Charet. The treatment given was Deepana Pachana was done with Chitrakadivati 1 tea before food in OPD base, and in after admission from day 1 onwards Snehapana with Panchatikta Uglugruta was started till 4th day with 40 ml, 80 ml, 120 ml, 180 ml respective days. Diet prescribed was Ganji after attaining hunger. Day 5, 6, 7 Sarvanga Abhyanga with Maricha Taila followed by Bashpasveda was given. Diet was Ganji. Then day 8 Sarvanga Abhyanga with Maricha Taila followed by Bashpasveda. Virechana was done using Trivrut Leha 60 gram, Triphala Kashaya 100 ml. Vega Virechana Vegas, number of Virechana Vegas were 12. He took Ganji at 4:40 p.m. This is the result before treatment and after treatment. The height of the lesions were decreased and the color change we can observe here. Discharge medicine capsule Kshirabala Taila 101 1 BD after food. Gandhak Rasayana 1 BD BD after food. 777 oil for external application. Guglutik Takakashaya 15 ml BD before food. Tab Manasapitra Vati 2 OD after food at night. Conclusion, initially Agnidipana was done to remove the ama. Snehapana was planned with Panchatikta Glugruta as Tikta Dravyas are having Kushtagna, Kandugna, Kafagna and Rakta Prasadana action. Virachana was planned for Koshta Shodhana based on Sattva Bala of the patient. Suitable Shamshamana Oshadi was planned for Sheshadosha Nirharana. Thank you.
Thank you, doctor. So now I invite Dr. Gopika. I invite Dr. Gopika Krishna.
Dr. Gopika Krishna, are you there? Hello, Dr. Gopika Krishna. Please unmute, doctor. Hello, Dr. Gopika.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, doctor.
Doctor, please start.
Yeah.
Hello, Dr. Gopika.
Yes, I'm connecting.
Doctor, please mute another device on that place. Dr. Gopika, you have any problem with screen sharing? Hello, Dr. Gopika. You have any problem with screen sharing, doctor? Hello,
Yeah,
Dr. Gopika Krishna.
I'm having some problem.
Okay, doctor, I will share for you, doctor. Doctor, please start the session, doctor. Dr. Gopika, please start the session, doctor.
So today I'm going to take the liver disease and Ayurvedic view. I'm from Amrita College. So, liver is the largest solid organ in the human body. It has vital importance in intermediary metabolism, especially in detoxification and elimination of toxic substance from the body. Since liver has considerable functional reserve, it can sustain life with only 10% to 20% of tissues are functioning. Around 20 to 25 years back, jaundice and alcoholism were the leading factors for liver damage. But nowadays, there are several reasons precipitating liver damage in all age groups. So the reasons for liver damage, apart from the alcoholism and the jaundice, there are some chemical pesticides and preservative contents in food items, long-term exposure to certain medicines, consumption of incompatible food items like VIRUDHA ahara, then excess intake of non-vegetarian junk foods, untimely or excess sleeping habits, or polluted drinking water. Then there is some liver disease patterns. There are many causes for liver disease. They generally present in few distinct patterns, usually classified as hepatocellular. In hepatocellular disease such as viral hepatitis, alcoholic liver disease, features of liver injury, inflammation and necrosis prevail. In cholestatic pattern, the disease such as gallstone or malignant obstruction, primary biliary cirrhosis, some drug-induced liver disease, features of inhibition of bile flow predominate. In mixed pattern, features of both hepatocellular and cholestatic are present. I can't read that. Stages of liver disease. Acute stage may 8 weeks duration or less, subacute 2 to 6 months duration, chronic abnormal LFT more than 6 months. Then types of liver disease. There are a lot of types of liver disease which include fasciolosis, a parasitic infection, and viral hepatitis, which includes HIV, HBV, HCV, HDV, HEV, and HGV. alcoholic liver, non-alcoholic fatty liver, hereditary disease, primary sclerosis cholangitis, Gilbert syndrome. It's a genetic liver disease persisting mild jaundice throughout the life, liver cirrhosis, and the primary liver cancer, which includes hepatocellular carcinoma, cholangiocarcinoma, or angiocarcinoma, etc. And coming to the diagnostic tools of liver disease, it includes liver function test, ultrasound imaging, CT scan imaging, and MRI scan. Then liver disorder in Ayurveda perspective, there are few reference available in Ashtanga Hridaya, that is, which is described in Panduroga Shobha Visarpa Adhyaya about liver disease. The patient of Panduroga who indulges in things which cause increase of the pitta gets increased, burns up the blood and muscles and produces Kamala Roga, localized in the alimentary tract and the tissues by producing deep yellow coloration of the eyes, urine, skin, nails, mouth, and feces. Feeling of burning sensation, indigestion, thirst, resembling a frog, that is greenish brown in the color of the skin, and weakness of the sense organs. And in some reference are in Chakradatta, says some yogas like sesame mixed with the rock salt, Shatpala Grida, Chitraga Gridam, etc. are described for spleen as well as liver complaints. Acharya Chakrabani also says the formulae and the treatments mentioned for spleen complaints can be given for liver disease also. And Kriya Kramam includes Snehasveda Virejanam. Siravedam, it is advised to do rectamosha in right hand for the liver disease and the left hand for spleen disorders. Pipali Vardhamana Rasayana was found 100% effective in all types of complicated liver disorders, especially in jaundice and liver cirrhosis. Rasa Ushadis like Arogya Vardhini Vadi is highest prescribing medicine in liver disease. It has a good therapeutic utilities in non-alcoholic liver disorder also. A number of classic formulation of liver disease like Arogya Vardhini Vadi, Lokanatha Rasa, Yagurdari Loha, Padola Kadura Rohinyadi Kashayam, Rohida Rishtam, Punarnavadi Kashayam, etc. Then I'm concluding with that there are more than 300 herbo-mineral preparation in Ayurvedic medicine for the treatment of jaundice and chronic liver disease. More than 50% of our country rely on Ayurvedic medicine for liver disease. Undoubtedly, Ayurvedic herbs and mineral products having refined biochemical active component that can protect liver from oxidative stress, promote virus elimination, block fibrogenesis, anti-inflammatory, immunomodulating, liver regenerating, and inhibit tumor growth in vitro and in vivo studies. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you, doctor. So next I invite Dr. Nikhil Shyam Sundar Agarwal. I invite Dr. Nikhil Shyam Sundar Agarwal.
हेलो डॉक्टर निखिल.
हाँ ओके मैम, स्क्रीन शेयर कर रहा हूँ.
ओके डॉक्टर.
Dr. Nikhil,
okay ma'am,
please
okay.
start. It's visible, doctor.
हाँ ओके मैम, स्क्रीन शेयर कर, थोड़ा इशू आ रहा है. 1 सेकंड मैम.
No, it's visible now.
दूसरा 1 मिनट मैम.
हेलो डॉक्टर निखिल.
1 minute, my screen sharing में problem जा रहा है.
Don't worry, doctor.
Nikhil,
Don't
please
worry,
wait.
Dr.
Dr.
Nikhil.
Sabin will share.
I will share for you, doctor. Don't worry. Udvartan is topic, right, doctor?
Udvartan.
Okay, doctor. Please start the session, doctor.
I am PG scholar from Shegaon, PMT Ayurvedic College, Shegaon, District Ahmednagar. My topic is Sir Udvartan. Hello.
Yes, doctor.
Hello.
Please continue, doctor.
Udvartan is one of the Bahirmarjan Chikitsa which is performed in Pratilom Gati, means from below upward by using required pressure on the body. It is indicated in Vata and Kapha disorder by causing liquefaction of Kapha and Meda procedure, metabolism and complexion of skin. Its types depending upon variation of therapeutic effect. It's Nigda Udavartana, Ruksha Udavartana, depending upon the nature of drugs. Udagarshana and Usdagardhana. General procedure. For its material requires vessels, powder and oil and table. Its Purva Karma. Examination of the patient should done patient advised to lie down on the table. Pradhan Karma. Massaging the whole body below the neck with or herbs in direction opposite to the orientation of hair in the body. Pachat Karma. Patient is allowed to clean the body with cloth followed by Ustanjan Asana. Its benefits. Its Kapara Vatara. It elevates the vitiated cough Vata dosha. Medasa Prativilana. Reduce excess fat in the body. Sthira Karna Angana. It increase stability of extremities. Taka Prasadanam. Promote excellence of skin. Its indication in Medas its use in Medasvi person and Shodhana for Purukshana. Its contraindication Dorbalya, Ati Karsha, Ati Ruksha. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Nikhil. So thus we officially come to the end of this national seminar on hair disorders with paper and poster presentation. First of all, on behalf of the whole team Ayurapta, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to our panel for the guidance given to our participants, and thank you all for your active participation. You guys are really did well and made it successful.